I forgot to take my inhaler, so I probably shouldn't do that on camera. They'll probably say I'm puffing up the loud. Don't worry, YouTube. It's just salbutamol, Salmol, which I need for my men's mental health. Sorry. Sorry, I'm now screwing around. Right. Apparently there's only one of you in here. I hope you've enjoyed a little breakdown at the start of the stream. That's exciting. Hello, I'm early for once. Did he do a... That's not funny. It's, yeah, what up, gamers? Right, I'm going to just throw us straight into the Wordle today, because it isn't going to be my longest stream. I was meant to prep for No Politic here with Isaac, but not doing that, Isaac. Fuck you, bro. There are some other things maybe to cover. There's the, which I'm not going to cover, there's Erica Cook and Candice. They had a fiery debate, and Candice has seemingly gone back on some things. I don't know. Interesting that it was behind closed doors. I reckon the Egyptian planes may have got Candice, but that's just a theory. There's also a crazy video, which I think I'll make into a segment tomorrow, about the Bondi shooters, which worth talking about. Not really a big conspiracy theorist. I think there will be some explanation for it, but still, crazy stuff. Where my damn chat at? Can anyone see the damn chat? Theory. No, you can't see the damn chat. Well, what's going on with the damn chat? Hold on. Yeah, there we go. I refreshed it, and now it should work. Get chatting now. Yeah, there we go. There we go. For the Wordle Connection stuff. If we see anything, are we able to call it out in chat? You can say anything, and I may put it in, but normally I try on my own. And today, I'm starting with P. Point. We're going to go for... maybe I should let you guys pick the starting word. You can pick the next one. Just, obviously, if you've done the Wordle... don't. Well, maybe Alex will sue me, even though I asked him first. So I kind of watched the video a bit 2 times speed and just sort of kind of had it on in the background, and I really enjoyed it. And I know some people have kind of left this topic alone, and I don't think I really made it clear in my, when we were talking with Noah. I do think there's quite a lot of merit in this now, because I think that, like, the path Ethan is going down is just, like, raging right-wingers, not just Zionist, but also misogynist, and genuinely just keeps getting more mental. And there's some stuff about Madison that I want to talk about in there. She is real. Yeah, Candace is real. You know, she went to the Israeli embassy, the opening of the embassy in Jerusalem, which is crazy. God, fucking hell. God, sorry, I just go on my Twitter and it's just Israeli spokespeople telling us how to make the world safer. But yeah. Sorry, I'm not doing penis. I already tried a P word. And it's not got a P in it. Otherwise, brilliant guess. Semi, as in what I'm struggling with right now. Yeah, I did see the Chile thing. I just didn't get around to covering it yesterday. I'm going to try that. It's too easy, isn't it? Sleal. Seals? No, I'm not starting with penis tomorrow. Slade? We're going to go for. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure there are better words. I'm just running across the top row of the QWERTY keyboard. How to Make the World Safer by Israel. Yeah, exactly. I had a good tweet yesterday, I think, personally. I've been on my tweeting shit. If you don't follow me on Twitter already, get to know. I ratioed some guy who blocked me, which I'm sad about. But Netanyahu was just... I didn't even listen to what Netanyahu said, but Netanyahu, I demand the Western governments do what is necessary to fight anti-Semitism and provide the required safety. He doesn't sound like that at all. I don't know how he sounds. I'm saying... No, that's not how he sounds. Security... I don't know who that actually just sounded like. JFK? They would be well advised to heed our warnings. Silence. A racist mass murderer is speaking. Chase. Ooh, Chase is a good get. No, but it doesn't. But we're going to do it anyway. Okay, so it's this. So it's something AS. There's no words like that, is there? Aghast spelled incorrectly? Oh. Please. This is just on my end. I don't know. Is everyone okay with the microphone? I can check my rudder. Maybe it is grass. Maybe it is actually grass. I think you might actually be right. Well done. Nice. No, I think it should be fine, my end. Nice guess there. But yeah, the rule with the Wordle is you have to get it right. Someone just left a brilliant comment that I wish I could show easily on stream. Does anyone know, Henry, how do I show comments on stream? Someone left a comment on my first ever YouTube video saying, I love your videos, but you have to talk to the front of the mic, not the top. This microphone has a cardioid pattern, meaning it can hear better from the front and not as well from the sides. Thank you for that advice. The only issue is I now have a different microphone, and also, that video came out 6 months ago. I was watching, there were a load of funny comments on the Candice Reddit, so I was kind of seeing what people's reactions were to the whole thing. And I wouldn't have got grass, to be honest, but yeah. I thought you said you were going to be a stream. Well, it's a nice surprise. Yeah, I wasn't gonna stream today, but the reason I have decided to stream today is because I had to prep for the podcast with Isaac, and I've been doing it all day, and I hate him, and he makes me feel sick, and I don't know, just stuff to that effect. But no, I just kind of decided I'd do like a nice easy stream. I'll stream tomorrow still, but I just didn't think that, I needed a break, and I liked Alex's video, and I asked him, can I watch it on stream? And so it's like, it's easy, it requires no prep. But yeah, Henry, that's exactly what I'd been thinking. Yeah, I'll start talking into it like this. What if I just started doing ASMR? Would you guys like that? What are the answers to the connections? Kayak? That sounds good. Pilot? I don't know. Plane? Shell? These are company names, I think. Label? Level? They're words ending in L, starting with L and start ending with the same letter. What do you think about that? Kayak? And there might be one more that starts in this way. I'll have to check. Yeah. We're going the same way as Leftovers. Isaac is going to hate me. Isaac is going to start really, really hating me. Is there any other here that ends with the same that it starts with? Civic. I think it is this. No, it wasn't that. I don't like Isaac because he's Italian. Isaac really annoys me due to the fact, predominantly, that he is an Italian. Aside from that, I think he's kind of okay, but as you all know, I generally have problems with the Italian community. Oh, even, plain, flat, level. Very clever. No, it's spelled Plain, isn't it? As in that kind of plane. But that's not how you spell plane, is it? Yeah, I mean, their views have been terrible. But the only reason, obviously, their views are... Sorry, did any of you see, actually, last night, Candace Owens had... Candace Owens had... she had a huge amount of viewers. So, sorry, Civic... Madam... Wow. And level. Yeah, I think you're right about that they're all palindromes. No, it's not right, but that is true, isn't it? That's really good, and it's so annoying that that's not right. Kayak plane. I think you're right. Kayak plane. Kayak plane raft. Is there plane on here? I don't think there is plane. No. Oh my god, I've already clicked it. Kayak plane raft. I don't know, but I don't know the fourth. Hassan even gave her $10. Yeah. Civic. Yeah, Honda Civic. Something Accord. What's an Accord? Pilot and Odyssey. Nice. Great guess. Honda models. Honda Pilot. I've never heard of that. I think it is even level flat dugout. Is it plain? I don't know what it is, because plain is not spelt like that, is it? I thought it's Plain. Oh no, it is spelt like that. Sorry, that's my mistake. Thank you for whoever said that. Even level. I never knew it was spelt with an E. I never knew that. Okay? I never knew that. Dugout, shell, kayak raft. I don't... Fluke. I never knew that, okay? I never knew that. I'm on a plane, Kurt Cobain. Yep. That Tim Bullboy said our house has low security. Candace Houses only needs... She's got followers like me. Why do you think it's raft, kayak, shell, dugout? I mean, I was guessing that, but I don't know why. Madam Two Swords, Label Two Swords, Fluke Truth. You have to get things that go together as a pair, and each of them do. Yeah, I didn't major in English. I'm not actually that bad at writing, though. Why do you think it's kayak, shell, raft, and dugout? Beach stuff. Okay. What are these, then? Human-powered watercraft. What's a dugout? What's a dugout? I've never heard of a dugout as that. I've only heard it in the biblical figures plus starting leg. Oh, my God. Abel, Luke, Ruth. Who's Ruth in the Bible? I don't know. I don't know who Ruth is. Oh, we'll do the spelling bee as well. Just in your chops, Chris. No. I know. I can spell, but I don't really give a great account of myself. But then again, I think that, like, realistically, people shouldn't pretend that, like, anyone is perfect or all that clever. You know? I think we all have blind spots, and mine is how to spell anything. I mean, tulip is definitely one. Well, I've lost access to a load of my essays, but I have shared one on Medium, which is called Palestinians and the Nazis, and Isaac likes it. So, is putrid? I for some reason I'm thinking putrid is a word, but I'm definitely thinking of putrid. It's not a word. Put it in. Pull in. There's no N or G. Ruth is the ancestor of Jesus and great mother of King David. Didn't know that. Thank you, Trevor Tales. How does it work? So this works, and you can only use these letters, and you have to get as long as you possibly can. And I only have the free version because I'm not paying for the New York Crimes. But yeah, it's good. Pally. Interesting. I don't think Pally is going to be in there, but It's a good guess. Represent the pallies. I feel like anyone who says pally, though, is kind of horrible. Not as in you, Pokraj, but I mean generally, like, people who use it. Played is a good one. I have my dissertation. Lipid is one, yeah. I'm going to do that one. And I'm also going to do tulip, so I get one that I did. Hi, Ray. Pupil. That's another one. Yeah, my first dissertation is shit. Pallid. Nice. That is a good word. Oh, this is the problem, though. It stops you so early. Oh, platitude. That was there a D and an E? Pally does feel like it's hitting Pakistani without Stani, the way it's used. Yeah, I mean, most people who use it probably would happily use the word Pakistani. That's an easy word to accidentally say if you... I remember one time I was talking about FIFA packs with my friend, and I accidentally added a Y on the end, and he found it very hilarious and kept saying I was racist. But obviously, I made a mistake, okay? It's like when I accidentally said the English word for cigarette on stream and everyone was like, oh my God, why did you say that? That's so offensive. And I was like, because I'm smoking a cigarette, a British cigarette. I think we should just hop into Alex Novell's video because this won't be the longest live stream today. But unless there's anything you wanted to talk about. And also, someone mentioned Bad Empanada. I don't think Bad Empanada likes videos being watched on stream. And I asked Alex first. Love from Cali. Hello from the UK. Yeah, I hate how the New York Times. I especially hate how they've taken away the crossword mini. I give you permission to say it. Yeah, I'm not gonna say the F slur. It's not something I plan on doing. I don't feel the need. Yeah, I mean, I say it in the context of cigarettes occasionally, but I'm not doing that on stream, and I quit smoking. Like, I've had the first time I smoked more than one cigarette in a night since March was a few weeks ago when Chelsea played Arsenal, and I got absolutely hammered. Hello from the occupied Somali territory of Minneapolis. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry to hear about that. Oh yeah, I'll play Scrandle because I now understand the basic concept, and I will integrate the chat. Wait, this is the same as... this is the bonus. I mean, I would go for this if they're the same price. Bath City. Okay. Cheesy chips and a sausage or a hot dog. I feel like a lot of these are negatively impacted by the fact of, like, these are not nice, but this one is bad. I'm half K, lol. Bad Empanada doesn't mind if it's done to expand consciousness about Palestine. A-fake. Oh, okay, cool, but yeah. It's quit apparently more so than like any other addiction. Well, I've not quit nicotine, but yeah, I've quit smoking, so I'm proud of that, but I'm probably more addicted to nicotine than ever. But, you know, yeah, and also drunk ciggies do hit, but I don't really do that anymore, and I've quit, I've quit pretty much every other thing that I enjoy, except for drinking. I like that still, but not very much. I think it'll be this one. If they're the same price, I'd probably prefer this. Yeah. If it's the same price, I'd say that. That just looks horrible. I mean, that looks awful. I mean, I feel like this is going to win because of the price, but no, this has to win. That looks... Yeah, that just looks like, what even is that? That looks vulgar. Oh my God, the chicken box looks pretty good, and it's £5. The chicken looks pretty damn good in there. I mean, I probably think that the roast club, the roast pork sandwich, that looks good as well. These both look good. What do you guys think? Why isn't the cheese melted? Because they're British, and that's the kind of stuff that we do. Do you think that this actually looks that bad? Which one do you think I should go for? No. This is Scrandle, so it's in Brazil. So big up from Scotland. We know a thing or two about food that looks horrific. Yeah, I think Scotland gets featured on here. The main thing I've noticed is my taste has come back a lot. Someone said left. Yeah. Wow. I told you the chicken box looked good. I would have gone for that, but no, you guys decided. Bacon cheeseburger. That looks bad. That looks kind of bad, but that's cheaper, so I'm going to go for this now and see if I'm right. Yeah. Ooh, loaded fries or a Polish sausage. I don't know about this one. I'll let you guys decide again. Left or right? They both look okay. I mean, I'm sure this is nicer than it looks. Is that garlic mayo on it as well? This is in the USA as well. They're both similar prices. 1 of 9 eaten by a submitter. This person ate 9 Polish sausages. Maybe they're really good. I don't know. Paying cheap money for a dry-ass burger. Yeah, who doesn't miss that, mate? It's always quality. Price is a huge factor. Yeah, they've got the same price, though. There's no gravy on the fries. I like the Polish sausage. Left. The photo of the loaded fries makes it look so grey. Yeah, it would also be helpful to know what it's loaded with. Is that doner meat or chicken or what is it? Kind of looks like sludge. Okay, we'll go for the Polish sausage. Wow, I would have gone for this, but you guys didn't like it. Okay, I mean the I can't eat tikka naan. This looks okay. I'm sure that the mixed grill is decent. It's £9.70. Yeah, I'm getting these. I would love to do an Israeli scramble. The chips with Nutella is awful. No one is eating that, seriously. That is vulgar. I'm not even giving you an option. Chinese box. The pie and peas looks awful. The Chinese box doesn't look much better in terms of the photograph, but the pie and peas for £3. Ugh. I don't know which one here. 60 quid on stadium sausages. Yeah. Which one do you think here? I mean, I'm not a big avid eater of Chinese food like this. I'm allergic to fenugreek, which is always in cheap curry powder mixes. Even when I tried to have a katsu curry the other day, I wasn't allowed to because it had fenugreek in it. Yeah, the pie looks so unappealing, and £9 for this. I don't know. It looks like an okay deal for £9, but this looks like something I wouldn't be able to eat. The Chinese go left. What are you guys saying? Left. Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. You finally got one right. Bratwurst and a pint. Ooh. I know people will say bratwurst and a pint for £1.40 is definitely going to win. But this does not look that horrible. This looks edible for stadium food, although it looks a little dry. So, but I mean, there's just no comparison. Wow, really? Mate, if you're that one is unjust. If you're telling me £1.40 for one thing and I could have either, I'd choose the £1.40 thing. It's like, yeah. I do not think it means what you think it is. Vulgar. It means whatever the hell I mean for it. Yeah. I mean, I would take the left, but yeah. Both look good. That actually looks kind of good. Yeah, the one on the right did, but that's the first one I've got wrong. Yeah, I don't know who wouldn't take the beer, the pint. Also, Czech lager. Probably pretty good lager. The pizza dog, again, I really hate the look of. And the short rib grilled cheese doesn't appeal to me much more either. So I don't know here. I don't know. And also, actually, you know what? For £11.70 for that, it has to be the pizza dog. Okay. We got a barely successful scranner. God, that's not good. Between the pea and mushy peas. And a Chinese would tend to send TikTok into a spiral. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't even like mustard that much, but just a dry sausage, I don't know, dry sausage in a bun without even, like, having any onions is kind of crazy to me. Right, we're going to move on to Alex Novell's new video. It's very exciting.
Now look at this.
It's got a great introduction. Yeah. Did we win? Do I get a free pizza? I wish, mate. Yeah. Oh, I'm in top chat by accident. Don't know how that's happened. The Chinese are racist people. What? I'm hungry too. Although I had like a Chinese fish soup made by my lovely girlfriend today, so that was pretty epic. I really enjoyed that, I've got to say. But yeah, yeah, I wouldn't pay 12 quid for a grilled cheese like that. Tempting me. Well done on you for quitting meat. I understand the moral position of veganism. The only thing I do think about it is that I know a couple of people who are like struggling in terms of like veganism and energy and stuff. No. I've not even started the Ethan thing, and we're gonna watch it now. I think maybe I'll chat to the chat for a little bit. Yeah, it was banging. Pretty good. That's what I'm gonna say about it. I'm a chat switch. Winner gets burger. Good morning, Chris. Hope your day is going well so far. Well, I'm here. Mon the animals and that. Up the animals. I thought the Chinese were all Marxist socialist internationalists. There is, in fact, a reactionary sect of Chinese population. Yes, we were talking about this with the Irish the other day, like when there was like that video and the First Lady just had like a terrible take on Palestine, and it's just like, yes, not every Irish person is a left-winger. There were, like, unionists exist in Ireland, you know? Like, it's not like a crazy thing. And there were other people who, you know, aren't even from Northern Ireland who are big fans of Britain. So, in spite of their history, you can't really make assumptions about any people as a whole. I mean, with British people, you can generally assume most British people have some pretty problematic views. I can't stop doing the pretty thing, but yeah, have pretty problematic views about a lot of things. Yeah, but sorry Nixon's love child. I'm sorry, I get out of hand sometimes. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I've told you guys about my favorite interaction with a Chinese guy at the encampment, where he kept sending me Mao quotes afterwards, and he took a load of photos, which were actually really good. And he was like, "You will use these for propaganda," and I was like, "Thank you." And he sent me the Chinese version of the quote, like, "A spark can start a prairie fire." Also, by the way, did you know that there used to be a precedent of people learning Chinese from Mao's Little Red Book, because it's simple and repeats like things over and over again? Kind of an interesting story. Sunflower Dragon, thank you for the $5. Great to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Lovely to see you. And happy holidays to you, and happy holidays to anyone who celebrates. We've banned Christmas in this stream. Keir Starmer has sent down a decree to ban Christmas in the stream. Priti Patel, she is lovely. I like her. Yeah, I have been watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. I've never seen it before, and I'm really enjoying it. I just watched the episode where he pretends to be where Leon pretends to be the Jewish guy, and he's saying, like, I got bar mitzvahed like 3 times or 4 times or something. I love that. Brilliant. Just wanted to say I love the pod with Nerve. Thank you. I thought that was brilliant. Every colony has its subset of local folk who sidle up to the colonizers. Yeah, 100%. It's something that what's-his-name talks about, Fanon, in his book. Where in Bath did you find that? Oh, are you talking about the Scran in Bath? Bro, who knows? Yeah, I made a video about that. I'm not really going to cover news today, but obviously the hunger strike is a terrible situation. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I think we're 1 episode off the Palestine episode, which I'm looking forward to. Okay, right, let's get into this video. I mean, already it starts off very, very strong with this. Also, I feel really bad because on the No Politic Here podcast, I've just been watching like a random, like a really eclectic plethora of videos. So yeah, it's going to be a Kirkified Christmas. That's for sure. We're heading into the 1AK, 1 year after Kirk. Hi, Freud's hot mum. How you doing? Mom. Let's get right into the video. I mean, yeah, already a very strong start. Taylor Lorenz, Frogan, Cruel World, Happy Mind, Madison wearing her Ban Mail podcast t-shirt. I mean, Ethan doesn't like that, and he looks great.
This fucking vile pig. Fucking demon, dude. We need to exterminate them. We don't believe in extermination, but let's just move them somewhere else. All right, we need to get this here in its own neighborhood, with its own kind. It's fantasy.
Oh, I forgot to mention Stenims is there.
The culture war is raging on all fronts. Foot soldiers, fresh off the assembly line, strike the hot iron of the battlefield in droves, inoculated with the pounding drums of war.
It's going to war, you know what it is, guys. It's fucking straight up the front lines. I'm going to the front today to fight for the Jewish people.
Trapped.
There are so many bizarre clips.
In a never-ending battle against anyone brave enough to fight back. The architect of the culture war sits safe and tucked away from the horrors of the front lines, with endless resources and endless rage for the world that he created. But maybe, just maybe, we can turn back the clock. Maybe this time, we can actually stop Judgment Day from happening once and for all. Face the force, powering all the hate. Shut it.
As I say, when I kind of like watched this, it was like in 2 times speed and it was like in the background. So I didn't actually appreciate, especially this part. Like, what is this? Culture war never changes. A beautiful statement by Fallout.
Down for good.
I love the way he's just like moving really strangely.
It's the only way to bring about change to the chaos of war. Some people think that change is impossible. And maybe they're right. Because if I know one thing, it's that culture war never changes.
I am really wondering if Alex watched Terminator recently, because I watched all the Terminators when I was a kid, and you know when you've kind of forgotten everything? I was like talking to a family member. I was like, oh, is there a bit in Terminator 3 where they're in a cemetery and there are like guns in a grave or something? I remembered that very vividly, and that, yeah, there is.
Let me tell you guys a story.
Ethan Klein can't stop harassing women on the internet.
You know I don't like talking about women's looks.
Yeah, so don't. You don't need to. You don't need to.
It's beneath me.
It is awesome.
That being said, you
Evening, Chris. Love the streams and the podcast slaps, but when will you and Isaac stop teasing us and kiss already? We're moving towards that, mate. Don't you worry. That's going to be episode 100. You gotta watch every episode to unlock that, though.
pig, you loser. It looks like she lives in a swamp. It looks like she hasn't showered, and she is a succubus. You're a fucking piece of shit. You are the biggest fucking... Oh, can I say it? She did... Fuck you. I can...
How are there so many clips of you going, can I say it? Oh, that was an outrageous stream. I missed those days. Brilliant. It was like 2 weeks ago.
Call her a bitch. I can call her a horrible person, but I would never do that. I would never say that. And no, and I mean that. I only use this harsh language to exemplify the fact that I can say whatever I want about her.
Can I just say that we don't have a clique problem at this school? And some of us shouldn't have to take this workshop because some of us are just victims in the situation?
That's probably true. How many of you have ever felt personally victimized by
Ethan Klein?
Whether he's victimizing himself about anti-Semitism or those dreaded snarkers, Ethan has spent the last 2 years honing his blade of victimhood and using it to strike down any woman who dares to criticize him.
This insane...
I think there is definitely something to be said about this. You know what? I guess this is an angle that wasn't really in all the pro-Palestine stuff as much. Like the campaign that has just been launched against specifically women, and recently as well, like just anyone who gets in his way. Instead of men, it's unbelievable. I do think he also deserves this award, Best Women Harasser of the Year.
Harassment and defamation campaign that you've been sucked into. And while you are trying to be this fair arbiter of truth and research, you are repeating straight up fucking lies as part of a anti-Semitic hate campaign. And I'm not saying she is yet.
You may.
And you're saying swastika hilt should not make me feel uncomfortable. No.
I really enjoyed the bit of the debate with Hassan where he was like, oh, it's obviously not anti-Semitic.
You're insane. And what, 3 million people watched that, and nobody who supports him thought that that was a little fucking nuts, a little fucked up to tell that? It's just like, these people don't give a fuck. I mean, it's kind of disillusioning where it's like, do these people care about this at all, about anyone?
But that blade of victimhood cuts both ways, as both his YouTube channels are bleeding subscribers. The H3 podcast, Ethan's main channel, has lost almost 400,000 subscribers since January of 2024, making them—
That is actually a madness, you know, losing, obviously losing that many. But I think also, by the way, the bigger problem is that, like, he is able to, he's obviously making huge amounts of money. There are huge amounts of memberships, huge amounts of donations. The amount of views he's getting must be bringing in tens of thousands every single episode, along with sponsors. However, when you employ so many people, you know,
one of the fastest shrinking communities on the platform.
Let's be real. Let's call a spade a spade. The views are down. We'll get them back. These are people that I wanted to shed anyway. Let's be real. I knew what I was doing when I got into this. But the views are down. The members are down. The revenue's down.
I think definitely my favorite saga in when Ethan was trying to get his viewers back was when he made a TikTok about me where he called me like a great voice for Palestine and then just proceeded to, because he wanted people on TikTok to like him. Sorry, I think, is anyone else noticing that the noises are really quiet from the subscriptions thing? I'm going to turn them up. Sorry. I'm not sure why that is. Dashboard. Hold on. But wait, let me read this out. Thanks for the $5, Maximus. Oh, fuck yeah. Love me some Alex Novell. His love for the craft makes him a diamond in the slop. Any chance for a call-in now that Ethan is the subject? I mean, probably not today. I'm planning on just watching this. Also, I don't really want to do call-ins. Like, I like this. Like, I've only ever done, like, I call in with other streamers, but that's kind of it because we talk about other stuff. Alert box. But thank you for the $5. Sorry, I need to turn up the YouTube, members. Why is it so quiet? Is it quiet for you guys, or is that just me? I don't know why. It is utterly ridiculous. Does that sound really quiet? For more subs by saying that. Thank you, Mike. No. People don't have to subscribe. If they want to, please do. But if you can't, then don't. It's fine. Just watching the videos, telling your family and friends about how much you love me is a great idea.
And
Ethan's coughing. Listen to him. He's like Tiny Tim, man.
Dude.
He's like Tiny Tim over here.
But Ethan Klein will not go down.
Thanks for the 20 SEK. I don't know what that is, but thank you for that. Swedish krona? I'm not sure, but thank you for that. And the Doge.
Down without a fight. When he's not going scorched earth on his former friends and colleagues, Ethan Klein spends his time fighting multiple court battles and rage texting anyone who disagrees with him. I was actually lucky enough to be on the receiving end of some incredibly paranoid Ethan Klein rage texts that I've taken the artistic liberty of bringing to life with a dramatic reenactment.
In this dramatic reenactment, the part of Ethan Klein will be played by Michael Jackson.
Hope mediation went well yesterday. Let me know if you think today will work better for you or if tomorrow is better. I know you have a show today, so no worries if you need to postpone. I'm around all day today and tomorrow.
Meditation ended up taking like 13 hours.
No worries. We can talk tomorrow.
I'm enjoying this bit with just having Michael Jackson read out Ethan Klein stuff. But the only thing I will say is, what the hell are you doing with your life when you're spending 13 hours to probably win? Like, he won what, like $10, $30, $40, $50,000 out of Caseytron, which is a lot of money, right? Like, for Caseytron, but not for him. And yeah, the white face is intriguing. Also, by the way, Mike thanks for the 7 months, by the way. I forgot to thank you all. And Zeb, also, thank you for the 4 months. Crazy that some of you have been here for fucking 7 months. Yeah, I liked it when he said meditation as well.
The next day.
How's today looking for you?
Do you have a problem with Taylor Lorenz infrequently retweeting the account called Ethan's Attic, whose sole purpose is to lambast my declining mental health? Do you think it's okay to target someone's mental health as a partisan attack?
I retweeted him for sharing my video. I'm a small creator. Retweets do not equal endorsements.
Oh, okay.
All my accounts are public. It's not a gotcha that I've interacted with these folks before.
Here is a post that you retweeted. That jacket is fitting because Ethan Klein is now just a locale. Do you think I'm a locale?
I think...
Just like texting this guy, texting Alex, just like, do you think I'm a lolcow? Feels really weird. The guy has kids, you know. It is utterly ridiculous. I won't be texting anyone about whether I'm a lolcow or not. We are Taylor Lorenz. We are Taylor Lorenz. We carry the snark. We'll fight for the libel. I maybe shouldn't say that. But yeah, just like, I mean, the jacket is kind of ironic. I don't know. Was I owned?
He has always been kind of this way. So I have been watching H3 since the beginning. I remember my first article about H3 is in like 2018, I think is when I first started writing about him in Newsweek. And I've always found his content fascinating, but it's evolved so much over time. He's starting to get more and more paranoid.
Ooh, cat in the background. Wait. Need to move my camera. This guy has a cat in his background. I like that. I like that a lot. He's getting a lot of points and a lot of credibility for having that in the background. Anyone who has a cat in the background, I'm liking. Was I owned? Guys? What you guys don't know is that privately I sent Henry, after debating Lonerbox, 1,000 messages saying, was I owned? And every time I lose on Dota, I send him a message saying, was I owned? Question mark? Do you think I'm a lolcow?
Klein has become more siloed off. And I don't think he even leaves the house anymore except to go to the podcast. He's kind of scared of everything. That's why he's like siloed himself off in this $1 million mansion. And I think over time, that problem has only gotten worse.
Ethan Klein is actually in a state of psychosis.
Yeah.
I think part of what's it feels maddening. Feels like gaslighting, like crazy making. Like it's so frustrating to look at all these super woke people and nobody fucking can see what's happening.
Ethan's paranoia has clearly
I think once again I would feel so much more sympathy for Ethan were it just like purely people engaging in anti-Semitism. I don't doubt that there are people who don't like Ethan because they are anti-Semites who send Ethan messages that are like, you're evil because you're Jewish. My problem lies with like referring to Madison as a Nazi bitch on his stream over and over again. Like, I'm sorry, that's kind of problematic. I'm one of those too woke people.
Overtaken his online personality to the point that it's become the fuel for his entire content machine.
She's doing the thing where she's saying this Jew is hilarious.
It's me. Look, Zeb, look, you're appearing in the video. No time to explain. Ali748, learning is based. Goonapox mentioned. Elab. Jordan Starr. Was it Bonabox? He has no friends. Peltista. Well done, any of you who made an appearance in the stream.
Hallucinating anti-Semitism. He's tricked his audience into thinking there's anti-Semitism, and he's making them paranoid. And
I think that there's something in this video that I've been wanting to mention. I think I once brought it up on stream, and you were all like, "Oh, spill the tea." But I was like, no, it's not my business. But I'm assuming because I didn't ask Madison first, but it's mentioned in there, and I put it in the chat.
It's actually totally fucking insane.
It was Lonerbox 100%. Let's see if the crazy MCR, laughing my ass off, what a loser. Twerking cadaver, no time to explain. Nunfo, you're all here. Like Healer's Blue Star of David would be entirely any other color, but it is so clear that she got it as a deliberate, to the people screaming at her to disavow the IOF. Yeah, I mean, that's true.
This is just straight up Nazi racism. Like, holy fuck.
From Ethan's perspective, everyone is out to get him. But that also means that everyone is also fair game to be targeted by him.
Listen, if you're going to talk shit about me, I have a policy. This goes for everybody. I don't give a fuck how small of a creator you are. If you talk shit, you're fair game. If you can't deal...
By the way, this is like a wholly irresponsible position to hold as a content creator. There's someone called Jewish Jess who's like, oh my god, she's now got a... Jewish Jess now has a social media. By the way, sometimes I dream I was a right-wing influencer, because look at this. You get like a podcast with the Jerusalem Post episode about you. But I never mentioned her on my TikTok because she had like a small account. Like, she could stitch me and I wouldn't go after her. Because why? Because she has like a small account. I don't want to platform her if she's saying something heinous. Nunfo, yeah, you're famous.
with it, then don't make the fucking video. Welcome to online.
No, yeah, you're not listening.
I'm not like all the other bitches that you can shit on and fucking just collect the free views. That's not how I do it. Okay?
Yeah, Ethan, you definitely are. If anyone has anything meaningful to say about you, you will ignore it. The only time you do is when you can find to pick things apart. Like, hence why you go so heavily after, you go so heavily after someone like, you go so heavily after Madison, but not, you know, where you notice one thing you can pick apart, but you wouldn't go after Paige Christie or like many other people.
Okay.
Ethan's quite successfully turned the word snarker into a catch-all term for anyone who criticizes him.
Snark needs to start being used as a pejorative. Like, that needs to be a slur. Someone's a snarker, that's like a straight up, like, racial slur.
It is utterly ridiculous. Ethan uses threats and litigation to intimidate people like Trump. Narcissistic much. Yeah, I mean, I think Alex makes a good comparison with that here. Thanks for the 5, Sunflower. But yeah, I mean, yes, that's kind of the point of this. Like, kind of the point of all of this, you know, doesn't believe in God, but believes God gave her Palestine. I mean, Jewish Jess is a crazy person, like really horrible individual. He's upset by Adam McIntyre calling Healer such a loser.
But then we don't
Not
want
racial,
to
though.
say it.
Right. No, you can say it, but it's like, you can say it.
Not if it's a racial slur.
It's genius, really. He doesn't have to address any criticism. He can just say that every person criticizing him is part of a deranged snarker hate mob.
Also, by the way, definitely snark is like an odd thing online, that there are like communities of people who really, really obsess with just like pure hatred. And I think like the only reason I care about this stuff is, first of all, one of the biggest content creators in the world, and always the content that I've enjoyed on social media is people talking about problematic things that content creators do. Not like my entire obsession with the internet, but it's always been a kind of content that I enjoy. I mean, there are huge people who made this path in like 2016. Many of them turned out to be pieces of shit. But like simultaneously, like people who just obsess over the minute details of people's life, I'm not so interested in. You'll notice that there are some times where I'm just like, I don't want to talk about this Ethan stuff. This is just interesting to me because, first of all, the litigation stuff speaks to something bigger, but also this like the treatment of Madison I view as particularly abhorrent. I really don't like it. And that's not me just gunning for Madison because I don't know, I know her or I've spoken to her. And then like the situation with Casey Tron is obviously awful as well. And the situation with Frogan, Denims, that's not a good thing. It's just, I think in particular with Madison, there's something that's mentioned in this video that I really do want to talk about.
You are so dumb. Yeah, this alleged harassment campaign. Thanks to Content Crash Out, the most...
Content Crash Out! I didn't even, when I heard this, there was a pang of anger inside of me. There was a pang of anger. But yeah, have been covering some heavy shit. Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to do a stream where I could like not research and I could show you guys a video that I appreciate, which I'd all like you to go and check out. I did speak to Alex before and I really enjoyed this.
Deranged and also Snark subreddit for giving me all the information I ever needed about Ethan. It didn't invite speculation from anyone out the most deranged Snark circles. That's what Snark Brain is, and that's what he's suffering from. You don't have to suffer from Snark Brain. We need a hotline. 1-800 Snark Brain.
Ethan didn't invent hate mobs, but he is an expert on weaponizing his own.
All right, let's go to war, guys. Speaking of which, and like I said, when you see what's going on,
I also, by the way, I find that weird. I find that weird where like you turn yourself into like a defender of any content creator, you know, like I'm sorry, and unless it's like an ideological debate about something, maybe if they're a very profound content creator, then like, I don't care. Like, I just think it's odd. Like, sending your community to war. The day I start doing that, well, I'll be clipped one day because I'll send you guys all to war against, I don't know, the state of Israel. But yeah, like, I would never actually send anyone to war with the state of Israel. Sorry, Keir Starmer. Sorry.
I have no choice. I have to do this. I want to get along with the fun and the games and just have silly, fun episodes. And listen, we did have some silly, fun, lighthearted episodes this week. I'm glad to offer a variety. However, when this is happening, when the war is coming, listen, I'm like Ukraine. When the war...
Yeah, it's also, by the way, there are like constantly people who say that like I'm a Nazi, say that like I'm an evil anti-Semite and things like this. But like, realistically, I don't think I'm going to war with them. I think that they are someone who's trying to say something bad about me on the internet, which, you know, I'll respond to if they do like something directly about me. Hence why I responded to Mantis. Who's sort of gone, but yeah.
Comes to me, I have no choice but to defend myself.
Okay.
I'm being invaded, okay?
Okay.
And ironically, I'm also being invaded by a bunch of fucking commie tankies.
Besides his rabid community of YouTube members, Reddit foot soldiers, and FUPA troopers, Ethan Klein also has a network of commentary orbiters leeching off of him for drama content.
Nicholas Diorio, my...
I also find this to be such like a weird like thing where you kind of just like, there's a bit... Wait, actually, we'll just watch this.
Fucking best friend, dude. I call him Jolly Saint Nick. I love Nicholas Diorio. I'll say it. I've been watching your content. I think you're a very funny guy.
And I feel like your coverage has been really good on topics that I end up watching. Like you're good with research.
He's the Pope.
Top slopper and cousin of John Pork, Nicholas Diorio, made over $241,000 in a single year covering the Ethan Klein drama in his...
By the way, if this is Social Blade, it's wrong as well. He probably made more.
Classic VTuber slop format.
This is why I respect this guy. He stands on fucking business. That's what he's doing right now.
Like, I this is quite often why I also don't watch people who I, like, agree with. Because, like, put frankly, what do I have to add apart from, this person is right. This person is right. This is why I love Bad Empanada. He stands on business. Imagine I was saying that, like, just sucking up to a bigger content creator than me to, like, just draw in their audience. It's like the girl with the microphone, like, who sort of pretends to be, like, some internet leftist and yesterday was retweeting something that was just, like, pro-UAE after a week ago, getting her big break for hating on Hassan, like...
It could have been so easy to just maintain a friendship with Hassan and just flow through, cashing in the money from these fucking freaks.
This is also such a stupid take. I would say being a right-wing grifter is a way easier way to make a huge amount of money. Also, Coffee Lover, I missed your donation. Ethan is a dork. Thanks for the $5. Good to see you as always. But yes, he's a dork. He's a neek, a nerd and a geek combined.
But instead, he's doing this, and I respect him endlessly for it.
For years, Ethan's content was about goofing on people. But if you tune into the H3 podcast today, Ethan is just using his show as a platform to destroy his enemies. And who does he choose to destroy? Well, lately, it's almost exclusively women.
Ethan Klein claims he will never be done harassing iDubbbz and his wife, and he said, that's not what I said. And if that is what I said, if I did say that, then you guys still deserve it. And by the way, you can never accuse me of harassing them after what they did. I can...
They made a video about you. I'll be your Fedayeen in the content crusade. Thank you, Alejandro Barragan. Doing cross-border raids into other people's channels and coming back safe. Beautiful stuff. Yeah, also, yes, ain't nobody raking in cash from leftism. If I literally pivoted to telling you the most unhinged conspiracy theories that I could cook up about anything, I would be doing better. I am pretty confident. I am pretty confident that if I had played more into anti-Semitism, that there would be more people who watched me. I genuinely think there would be on the topic of Palestine. And if I came from a right-wing position, you know, but thanks for the 20 Mexican as well. But what was I saying? I think that's like just a very obvious thing. Like even with the recent Bondi Beach shooting, there's something I'm going to talk about tomorrow, but I don't care to like create a major conspiracy because it's just not what I want to do, you know? 1K viewers, yeah, it's people are clearly enjoying this Alex video. I mean, I'm enjoying watching it.
Never harass them, no matter what.
Hey, Ethan's Basement, good to see you as always.
Say, no matter what I do, it will never qualify as harassment because what they did that launched this, fuck them both forever.
If you're afraid that everyone you meet is going to come after you, like, what does that do to a person? It makes you into a perpetual victim. It's always about, I am the, you know, again, I am the victim. I am the one at fault. You are bullying me. Though I am bigger, though I am more aggressive, though I speak in hyperbole about how these people are the most awful things on the planet, which again is also kind of part of the Ethan Klein brand, is that everyone else attacking me is okay to attack.
There are certainly a lot of people who traffic in more conspiratorial takes on Palestine that have been able to grow their platform in that way, that have like engaged way more with, you know, pushing more conspiratorial things, demonizing Israel as the evil of all evils, and not kind of doing it from the position that I do it. And the kitty is back in the corner, the kitty cat.
But if you attack me, that is considered unacceptable, and my audience should know about that. It is, I can do whatever I want. I feel like I can attack anyone I want. But if I give that same response back, then you deserve no sympathy.
There's certain lines you cross, and you cross it with the wrong people, and that's what you did. Just wait. Just wait. Okay? I can't wait for videos crying, Ethan's suing me, Ethan's stalking me, Ethan's all this. Yup! I'm doing all that!
How are there videos talking about you where you're like proudly saying you're stalking and harassing people? Like, how do these videos exist, and how do you expect anyone who looks at this with a level head, who doesn't have a predisposition to support you either because of Israel or because they have a sycophantic adoration of you, to look at something like this? I mean, great freeze frame as well, but to look at this as anything else, like, hey, hang on a second, this doesn't really just look like a guy who's been subject to just torrents of harassment for no reason on the internet.
I'll see you soon.
Ethan didn't sue XQC, who he previously accused of being a content thief.
No, you still are a content thief, in my opinion.
Take it back.
No, why would I take it back?
Because if you're gonna reel it back and say,
I just said that wasn't a good analytical point. I still think you're a content thief.
He went for women in the commentary space, smaller creators that he could bury in legal fees and bully into hostage-style apologies.
There's so many people, in my opinion, that owe me an apology that I'm honestly not. I'm not complaining.
By the way, he has also apologized for like his behavior. Like, once again, there is a TikTok where Ethan said, "Oh, I can see why some people were upset about what I've done and like what I've said." He was ostensibly going to start a series on TikTok where he apologized for his failures in pro-Palestine activism,
before there was
and then very quickly returned to sharing videos about how he's actually a good activist on Palestine, Hassan abusing his dog, and then there's a video of my face there. I don't even remember when that was now. It was a while ago. Is Alex here? Oh, thank you, Alex. I think everyone's enjoying the video. It's a great video, well edited and such.
About any of the ones I get.
Ethan Klein's long-running struggle with his ingrained misogyny has gotten him into a few controversies over the years. But nowadays, his show has morphed into almost exclusively misogynistic rants about women who have criticized his rhetoric.
Yeah, and I'm not here to criticize anyone's
I'm not either, but like
and stuff.
As a parent.
But like, if you're gonna get on camera like this, like, how dare you sit there and moralize and theorize and LARP like a fucking mental health professional of any kind? You don't know anything.
I have to admit, I slipped up the other day.
Kinda is.
I called Taylor Lorenz the
I love it.
No, but she is.
But I do regret saying that.
Like, what is this? Why do you feel the need to call Taylor Lorenz a bitch? Like, what is the obsession with it? You will notice that there are a plethora of women that I do not like on this platform. Not on this platform, on TikTok, but my instantaneous, like people who've done far worse things than Taylor Lorenz. People like that opinionated girl whose entire life is dedicated to literally sowing hatred and bigotry about people. Glad to call in on Discord. Alex, can I see what time I finished? Because I would actually like to do that, but I just didn't want to do too long a stream today. But I mean, I would actually, that would be interesting. I'll let you know, and I'll message you on Twitter if you aren't going to be able to stay, because I'd actually like to talk to you about this. It would be an interesting thing.
I don't like using the
have to, but like you reserve it for the special case.
But yeah, sometimes it really.
As far as other male content creators, I feel like I've come a long way in terms of like not using that word in a misogynistic way, right? I almost phase it out entirely. I can call her a bitch, I can call her a horrible person, but I would never do that. Denims is a dumb fucking bitch. She's a fucking bitch.
His fans, I couldn't help but the whole time feel like, shut up, bitch! The way that I felt.
I just don't get what also, like, how you reach this point in your life. Like, I don't know how old the H3 crew are, but they're all at least in their 30s, where this is what you want to be doing in your 30s. Also, sorry, I have a really funny freeze frame for my thing. Being one of the best journalists in the game right now, she literally is so nice to people. She should not be nice to regularly. By the way, I've spoken to Taylor for extended periods of time. I think we're going to have her. I need to get back to her. I'm terrible at getting back to messages. But I really want to have Taylor on our podcast. It's utterly ridiculous. It's so surreal to watch these people who I supported through everything for a decade be so cruel. I feel guilty. I helped to create this monster. I mean, I think unfortunately in any media space, the amount of people who you've watched who are just like really unpleasant and horrifying individuals, like people who you were like, no, they weren't all these things. There are so many who are like that, unfortunately. I wouldn't feel bad, and I think, like, as I've told you, like, Ethan Klein was, like, a big influence when I was younger. I remember, like, how big those videos, like, Hair Cake, like, all the weird, filthy Frank videos. There was a whole Hair Cake saga, wasn't there? iDubbbz. It's crazy now that, like, iDubbbz has changed a lot. But, like, all of these people were so influential in making me think, like, saying outrageous things are funny and that was, like, an okay thing to do. And I think that's bad, but also, like, I was young and they weren't the people to create this genre, unfortunately. Yeah. But thanks for the thing. Get a cup of coffee for the mods in chat. Sorry, I'm low on funds. Pass it around. Don't apologize at all, coffee lover. Thank you so much for the $5 and shout out the wonderful mods. But yeah, like, I mean, it is crazy how many people have like turned away from this. Dan is 38. Wow.
Hey, Rock. You know what? Standing up for the Rock. He's right.
Throwback right there. Wow.
She really is. She really is a Nazi B word. Can you call her a Nazi B word for me?
Nazi bitch.
Yeah, thank you.
Imagine if Hassan just had a Jewish person on to literally just say like anti-Semitic slurs. Like, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Imagine that was a thing. Imagine that was a thing, or like specifically people were brought on to do that. I don't know.
Tamara, do you want to call her a Nazi B word? You're another Jewish woman. I can.
Wait, I don't know if she's there.
Any Jewish women want to call her a Nazi B word?
I don't think she's there.
Oh, she's not there?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'll call my mom.
Among all the women that he spends his time raging about, perhaps no one has been harassed by Ethan Klein more than Taylor Lorenz.
Taylor Lorenz, brief update.
Why are his eyes so... Oh, wait, he's got makeup on.
On my best friend, my favorite girl, Taylor Lorenz. Taylor Lorenz was accusing me of being a misogynist for saying she looked like a ventriloquist dummy. But here she is making fun of my small feet, trying to demasculate me. Yeah, you saw Taylor Lorenz there, eh?
I saw and a bunch of other people.
You said she was looking real sour.
Yeah.
Nobody probably wants to be friends.
Look, it may not be 100% analogous in the sense of like using the most extreme slur that you could possibly use about Jewish people would like, you know, people would feel more uncomfortable about that. Granted, yes, you're correct. Bitch is a word that's used far more commonly. However, what the point I'm making is like, imagine anyone else was doing that to degrade any other minority group.
With her because they're afraid she's gonna like write down what they misrepresent, some weird shit, and write an article about them.
She was yucking it up with some people.
There's also another time where I talked about this, where there's like this thing of him having, like, he was like texting the group chat whether he could make a misogynistic joke. Okay, that would be much more analogous if I was texting a Jewish person and asking them, can I make an anti-Semitic joke that, you know, is not necessarily using that exact slur, but that I wanted to, like, check whether that's okay? Like, I'm just not making anti-Semitic jokes in the same way that I don't make, like, jokes about, you know, black people, Palestinians, Indians, like, anyone, you know?
It looks like she had
more like yucky and head up.
What's Ethan's goal with targeting you, do you think?
I think he hates women in a lot of ways. But I think it's the Hassan
Sorry, I laugh because of just how frank it is.
thing too. Like, I'm a progressive woman, like in Hassan's like broader internet circle. And I think he's a bigot who doesn't, you know, he doesn't like progressive women.
I've known Taylor personally for many years, and Taylor has always kind of been a target of right-wing harassment campaigns. Taylor responds to these people, you know, and that is what they want out of an enemy. They want someone who will keep engaging and will keep creating content for them. You know, Ethan keeps going and then Taylor responds, which he has every right to do, but it keeps the content mill running over and over and over.
You've said some nasty things about Italians. No. Name one time.
I think when it comes to like Ethan's, you know, Ethan definitely, I believe, you know, having spoken to a lot of the women he's gone after, he definitely goes after women a lot. Like, it's undeniable at this point.
Ethan Klein's obsession with Taylor Lorenz runs deep. Between the hundreds of Instagram stories and podcast callouts, it's clear that Ethan Klein is using his platform to try to destroy Taylor's professional reputation.
Taylor, you are a propagandist scumbag. This is not reporting. This is hackery.
Oh, Taylor. Oh, shit. Taylor,
It is interesting that all of this as well is basically just, like a vent to the stress that he's feeling about his life, you know? Genuinely, just feeling all of this stress about the decline of the H3 podcast, you know, from having Post Malone on to having Egg with Microphone, you know? That's what I'm going to say. Like, you know, it goes from girl with a microphone, Post Malone to girl with a microphone, Bill Burr to girl with a microphone. The time you kept bringing up Sardinian inbreeding statistics. No.
Okay, I wasn't prepared for this.
Thanks so much for chatting with me.
I'll be totally honest with you. I don't respect your reporting.
Yeah,
and I don't think you're honest.
Believe actual journalism.
Is that you?
Thanks so much for chatting with me.
Taylor, not if you're a hack. Not if you're a hack. Yep.
It's just not a very funny bit as well, like just sort of laughing at this.
Taylor, not if you will support Hassan until the very end, no matter what, with the small hope that, that if you're the last woman on earth, maybe.
But like, once again as well, probably the most important thing is like, right now, okay, the biggest, the like biggest streamer in the world, and I cannot get over this, Asmongold is like just positively talking about Nick Fuentes. Like, that's it.
He'll sleep with you. Not if that's all true. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Not if that's...
Thanks so much for chatting with me.
Okay, yeah. I knew it. And she's so mad. And I just can't get over the fact that, like, Taylor Lorenz keeps lecturing our community, which is majority female, on how much I'm dangerous to women.
Guess what? I have bad news for you, Alex. Women are deeply misogynistic. This is what I'm talking about. What do you think snark Reddits are? Snark subreddits are the picture of misogyny on the internet. I don't know where people got the idea that women don't uphold misogyny. He's a misogynist, first of all. Everything he says misogynistic stuff all the time. He's deeply misogynistic and appears to have look at all the stuff that he said about young women. He just traffics in misogynistic hate, and that feeds these snark communities, because Ethan is actually has a very symbiotic relationship with the snark communities. He has recognized that the snarkers on the internet, these, again, which I've reported on for years, they are vicious.
Stephen Arsa, is that actually you? I'm guessing that is actually you. But yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed your segment so far. I've enjoyed your segments. I enjoyed what you said, and I also really am interested in your Sonichu medallion. I'm assuming it's not the original. But yeah, I mean, Taylor is completely right here.
It's misogynistic and hateful, and he loves to leverage those people against the women that he targets.
Great source there, girlie. You fucking dumbass. Fuck you.
The HD podcast.
Actually, fuck you. Like, fuck you. Fuck you.
After releasing a video about...
To be fair, it is pretty impressive how, like, versus all of the hours of content that have been made about Ethan by specific content creators, how much Madison managed to rattle him. Like, genuinely.
Ethan Klein on her own YouTube channel, YouTuber Cruel World Happy Mind was invited on the H3 podcast for what she thought would be a good faith conversation. Little did she know, Ethan and his whole crew had prepared an entire docket of debate-style questions for her.
First of all, thanks for calling. Nice to meet you.
Oh, Alex, there's a mistake in the video, because ChatGPT is not one of Ethan's colleagues. He may have, like, a strong friendship with ChatGPT, but yeah, I bought it from Christine, who was collabing with an artist when she was mass producing them a few years back, so it's a bit legit. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. I'm familiar with the Christine Chandler saga. Who's Gino Samuel? I've seen many of his videos about it. I mean, very odd situation as well. So lots of bad to feel in that, but also, yeah, I mean, Christine Chandler is an interesting character, to say the least.
Virtually.
Yeah.
I appreciate it a lot. So what I want to do today is talk through it, right? And I can express myself, you can express yourself, and we'll see if there's any understandings brought. I'm going to try my best to be respectful, and I want to have a productive conversation, right? So that's my goal here. Do you know what happened on October 7th?
We were living it still because my family lives there.
Do you think Hamas was? Do you think Hamas are terrorists?
Do you think I'm dressed like a pedophile? I don't understand. What is your point?
Seeing, your past Reddit accounts, seeing the sort of jokes that you would continually make about pedophilia, seeing all of that, and your closeness with the brand, I was kind of like...
Also, Madison cats in the background.
Essentially, that association. Do
I make a lot of jokes about pedophilia? I mean, I acknowledge I had that old account that's like 15 years old and stuff. But do I make jokes about pedophilia? I don't think so. That's not like a frequent topic. I mean, I talk about Michael Jackson. That's true. Michael Jackson, I make Michael Jackson jokes.
What do you think about people who make jokes about Michael?
I think it's cruel. I think it's cruel because I think also it's cruel to do that to somebody who's passed away. So it's, the fact that he's been attacked after death is just such a sad thing.
What do you think Michael would have thought about Ethan? I'm ready to get started whenever you are, so.
No, I'm not done yet.
It is utterly ridiculous. Ethan keeps disrespecting his critics, but when someone dares to fairly criticize Ethan, you're apparently a monster and an anti-Semitic what a crybully. Yes, and also, by the way, of the whole thing of guilt by association when it comes to all of this, why is it that Madison was this evil Nazi monster, but I'm just like a boring individual when like anyone else who has any relationship. I mean, even this video is like Alex talking about how he was getting all of these texts from Ethan, like about, oh, why did you retweet X account? But apparently a 3-hour podcast with, you know, a few hundred people watching, 3-hour podcast, 3-hour discussion with Madison about, you know, her shit, like, and the stuff she's going through. Apparently I'm not bad. Like, it's such a bizarre thing. And thanks again, Coffee Lover. It's just such an odd thing. Also, by the way, this guy seems quite unusual, but then I suppose many people who do Michael Jackson impersonation it's probably a career that attracts some of the unusual people.
We only got like 30 minutes, so whenever you're ready.
Will you do the moonwalk with me?
I'll try.
Okay. And then we can get started.
Okay.
Okay. So you're gonna go up on the right toe. You slide the left back. It's not bad, actually. Tell me, why did you share this post from Froggy Tonic encouraging people to insult me in real life? Sorry, I mean, who has? Not that you shared a post of him doing this. Do you think I deserve violence in some physical response?
Again, dude, I've been covering this story and chatting with the individuals involved. How would you suggest I go about getting these people to speak frankly about this situation? I don't think you deserve violence or anguish for internet drama.
It is utterly ridiculous.
You realize I'm also Jewish and have faced anti-Semitism online before, right?
I did not know you were Jewish. I'm sorry. Condolences.
It's such a quality message. I did not know you were Jewish. I'm sorry to hear that. Condolences. Do you think that is even a bit? Oh, I guess it's like a. I guess it's because I didn't know you were Jewish. I think I'm sorry to hear that. Condolences. It just does. It sounds like a really odd sentence. Ethan acting like he doesn't make a joke. Yeah. I know. I like that. Those are the kind of things that are regularly joked about. The pedophilia things. It's obvious that he means. I didn't know that you were Jewish. I'm sorry to hear that. It just, the connection of the two, I know what he's actually trying to say, which is obviously, I'm sorry that you faced anti-Semitism. Sorry. I'm just getting a text about a stuck door. I'll have to go put my DIY skills to work.
I should have been like smarter going about it. If I was told like, hey, we're sitting down for a debate, I would have like maybe gone about it differently. But it was like, hey, we're gonna have a conversation here. Like let's have a kind conversation, and then it's like rephrased as like this is the debate.
But the live ambush from Ethan was just the beginning of the harassment towards Cruel World Happy Mind.
Also, one of the things about like this stuff is I reckon. What are the odds that Ethan skips all of this video and just goes, only Taylor Lorenz and Cruel World Happy Mind had anything interesting to say?
And her partner began to receive tons of threatening messages from riled up H3 fans.
My husband got like one of the most intense messages that we got sent, where someone sent him a message saying that they're going to show up at our house.
Yeah, this is the message. I knew this message existed, and the message is bad in of itself, and it's horrible. And I have like a lot of messages like this. There's even a guy who I've mentioned who you can find where he's like, I'm going to see you in Exeter. Next time I see you, you're fucked. There was another one I got where someone said that they were going to like leave me in a pool of blood and they were going to stab me and all of these things. And like, you know, this kind of stuff is just like constant online, unfortunately.
House, break my jaw, or they called us like a Nazi, like, you know, our Nazi family. They were gonna show up at our house, break my jaw, break my child's jaw, and like that, and like yeah, I forget what else they've said, but like that was like the.
By the way, this is also sounds definitely like a British person.
Gist of the message, and so Ethan had sent me a message after he did that whole podcast, and said that I should come back on his show. That he wants me to come back on his show. And so the only thing I responded is just sending him like this screenshot because I was like curious, like, and then someone just said they're gonna show up at our house. And
This is just unbelievable. My husband was sent this message after your recent podcast on me. Prop from a snarker. I don't check my DMs, but I imagine it's full of your fans calling me a pedophile. If you really want to play the victim of hate mail, my fans don't send messages like that. This is outrageous. This is deranged. This is genuinely bordering on just like unwell behavior. Because how on like, I knew of the existence of this message. I've just not mentioned it. However, simultaneously, the existence of this response is insane. It is one of the most insane things that you could imagine. Whoever this was sent to, I would say, look, I'm sorry that someone sent you that. That is totally unacceptable. It doesn't matter. I would not make the excuse of, that is not my fan. That is not my fan. I would be like, oh my God, that is a horrible message. Like, look, I may disdain you. I may dislike you. But, yeah. It is unbelievable. Like, genuinely, this is one of the most unbelievable, and I'm glad that this message is getting airtime. This is not someone who is well, by the way. Like, and I'm not talking about the message. Obviously, sending a message like that is not, it is like not someone who is well. That's like a given. But someone who responds like this, and just says, no, my fans don't send messages like that. Not taking a time for introspection, or maybe even thinking, hey, maybe on the next podcast I should mention this and be like, hey, there have been some people sending terrible messages. Don't do this kind of stuff. Like, you called her an anti-Semitic, Nazi bitch on your stream over and over again. You implied that she was at the level of Hitler. You said that the book she was reading was the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. It's not true. Ethan weaponized false claims about Madison because she is a woman, totally ignoring me and claiming that, you know, I had someone on my podcast who behaved like this solely so he could send his fans after her. And they'll say, oh, it's your voice. It's the way you talk. You're too loud. You're boring. I made many claims in that video that should have made Ethan mad about the Jimmy Lee situation, that he could have addressed many things, but he chose not to for the specific reason of he knows that will not land with anyone. Like, it's not going to land in the same way with me as it will with Madison.
break our jaws. Like, what are you gonna say? And all he responds is that's just a snarker. That's not our audience. That's a snarker. That's not our audience. And then he says, you're victimizing yourself.
By the way, my community doesn't harass people.
That's not true. Let me explain to you
absolutely, provably, empirically true.
Do you want to hear my perspective, or do you want to fucking just keep playing clips that your production team put together?
Ethan's not even really a commentator anymore. He's a CEO, a capital owner, and his product is drama.
He's a captain of industry.
Really missed the time when we could produce fun segments without having to sensationalize or clickbait it and just upload it knowing people were going to enjoy it. I think the only way they'll push it is if it's like hype.
My brother, you made... It's utterly ridiculous. You made the sandwich. You made the sandwich. You are the person who put yourself in this situation. I like a lot of the framing in this video, I've got to say. Despite courting the audience of Ultimate R Review, I can't believe my fans would want to hurt women. Yeah, I mean, Maximus, that is something that I hadn't even thought about. But yeah, coveting that kind of audience where Asmongold is like, yeah, biased, Ethan's suing the women, yeah, biased. It's just like, bro, what did you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen? Thanks for the $5 as well. But like, genuinely, what did you think was going to happen when you spend your time doing this shit? When you start calling people as a Jewish man with a community who you have cultivated around the notion that you are constantly being attacked by the worst people in the entire world, that you constantly blame as being like evil monsters. What did you think was going to happen when you told those fans this person is the worst and most evil of every single one of them?
Like hyper specified to you, which is why super specific like drama stuff tends to do the best.
Ethan has long said that he models the H3 podcast after the Howard Stern show, but Ethan's ignoring a big difference here. Howard Stern had bosses. Howard Stern had limits set by people that were above him. Ethan
didn't Howard Stern though do some like outrageous things? I'm not sure really.
Klein answers to no one, and that's part of the problem.
How the fuck are you supposed to grow a business and, you know, participate in this space? You know, I feel like serial rapists and murderers get treated the same way.
Like,
yeah, well, I mean, actually, the only commentary there is, unfortunately, a lot of people. I mean, murderers maybe not so much. There are very few content creators who have committed murder, but there are many people, unfortunately, who have got away with like a lot of sexual abuse and continued having huge careers. You know, it's not actually that outrageous to say, but those people definitely deserve marginalization and negative treatment. But like, once again, I also think that something that has to be recognized is, like, Ethan hates Content Crash Out. And the reason he hates Content Crash Out is because Content Crash Out makes videos of him talking. Like, that's literally it. And once again,
it came back.
I will note, Ethan has a video here saying, talking about how he was going to defend himself against wild allegations, but simultaneously making an apology for what he's done.
Like, I know people that worked on somebody like James Charles' shoot, and they're treating me the same way.
When you have no guardrails.
I would also say, like, being unequivocally pro-Israel and getting in the campaign you have is going to alienate massive amounts of people.
No one to tell you, hey, maybe don't rage text that guy, or maybe suing that small creator is a bad look. Ridiculous. You end up here.
I can't read that. Russian man. Thanks. Russian, Ukrainian? I don't know. Here we go. Here's the woke term. Cyrillic man. Thanks for the membership.
Isolated in a mansion, surrounded by yes men, and convinced the whole world is out to get you while you bleed subscribers by the hundreds of thousands.
I don't talk about this because because it's painful and I don't want people to know. But I'll say, I mean, it's from a professional perspective, our entire lives are ruined. Collaborations, partners, business partners, employees, creators, you know, friends. Brittany Broski just completely stopped responding to me. Brittany Broski. Look, I don't blame her if she doesn't want to get involved, and I've seen what this harassment looks like, and I've seen what she received for basically doing nothing.
Nikita, thanks. Yeah, Nikita, there we go. I will forget that, but thank you, Nikita, and sorry for calling you Russian.
Thing, right? So I don't blame her for wanting to not be involved in that, but it doesn't feel fucking good knowing that.
I know as well, like, all you have tried to do is give vent to this anger against so many people and ruin their lives. Maybe the time to reflect on what you have become. Like, obviously, you know, you are not self-identical with this epic fighter of the snark who's winning these amazing lawsuits, and the real person that you are hollowed out, ridiculous. And your life is just, like, what is your life at this point? Someone donated £6. That's an interesting... Helmet, I like the £6. It's an interesting sum to donate. I don't know if that's just because it converted. I could get so many Freddos for that, so thank you. Ethan's response is giving. The IDF has reviewed its actions of the IDF and has concluded that the IDF didn't do it. Or the concept of shooting and crying, if you've ever heard of that. Shooting and crying is this idea that, like, a lot of Israeli media, films, and all of these things where they, like, kind of pitifully talk about something that they've done and apologize for it a little bit. This is kind of like what this is like. Ethan is like, oh, I'm sorry I've done some bad things, you know, but, like, also simultaneously everyone is out to get me and evil.
Somebody that I was friends with in real life, that I had rapport with, that I hung out with, that I talked to about, you know, making a show together at one point, that we were in, like, regular contact, just, like, all of a sudden fucking quietly unfollows me and everything H3 related. Like, sure, I don't blame her. I'm not angry at her, but, like,
this is how I feel when some of the people on Instagram... There are some crazy people who follow me on Instagram, by the way. Annie Lennox, the lead singer of the Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. She follows me. Or she used to. There are a couple of other just wild people on Instagram. Anthony Fantano. He's been following me for a very long time.
At the same time, just, I mean, what the fuck did I do? Of course, I don't blame her. These people are the worst, you know?
But we'll get him, guys. We'll get him. You know me. I'll ruin my fucking life in the pursuit of getting these people.
It's just such deep misery. I think I kind of mentioned this in one of my videos. I mean, I made it so long ago, I don't really remember. But in the video I made and spoke about, it's like what I talked about is how, like, when you have a vast amount of capital, the belief that we lead our lives under is that at a certain point we'll accumulate enough stuff, enough money, where we get to live in like this huge mansion. We get to work as little as possible and have a huge, vast amount of wealth. But it's hollowed Ethan out. Like, this guy stands for nothing, and the only thing he can do is just, like, sue people, you know?
Ethan Klein is involved in a number of frivolous lawsuits right now that he claims are due to infringements on his copyright.
I've really resented this narrative from Hassan and all of these people in orbit who say their lawsuits are frivolous. When you spend a second to look into it, it's clearly not frivolous. And they keep rehashing the same dumb arguments like, oh, if it wasn't frivolous, why aren't you suing Asmongold? Dude, I said it in the video. I said it 1,000,000 times over every time. It's because
not the same thing.
They willfully and maliciously copyright infringe.
Yeah.
In actuality, Ethan's lawsuits are a tool to scare and silence his critics. A tactic that Ethan Klein learned the hard way after being scared and silenced himself by film industry mogul and former Harvey Weinstein lookalike Ryan Kavanaugh.
Ryan Kavanaugh was probably one of the last, real powerful men that he went after. Look what happened with that.
Why do you think he's staying away from Chris K. Middle Eastern Studies? I've got a damn Middle Eastern Studies degree.
Casey Tron had to do a similar form of public humiliation that he did with the Ryan Kavanaugh lawsuit.
To Ryan Kavanaugh, I want to offer my sincere and unreserved apology. At the time, I was led to believe you were behind a particular copyright lawsuit. Acting on that belief, I went on and attacked you publicly and persistently. In doing so, I failed.
How much do you think this was? I reckon it is a chunk of money to settle for this. If you're settling after years where you're giving the apology like this, and Ryan Kavanaugh can be like, oh, I lost big business opportunities from all of this. Woof!
To consider the personal impact of my actions. And I lost sight of the basic respect every person deserves, regardless of any dispute. That hit its home. Because of the attention I placed on you, I know that you and your family became the target of harassment and hate. And truly, none of them deserved any of that. The hurt that, was caused by my actions is something I take full responsibility for, and I am truly sorry for that. With this apology and with full respect, I ask that anybody who may have been acting on my behalf directly or indirectly stop immediately. Ryan and his family and his associates should be left alone now for good.
Ethan spent what some called the best years of the H3 podcast fighting a legal battle against Ryan Kavanaugh over what was initially a copyright infringement lawsuit that then spiraled into multiple defamation cases.
I'm just going to type Ryan Kavanaugh, and I'm not going to, but I'll say this. He does resemble Harvey Weinstein physically, and that's all I'll say about that. If you Google Ryan Kavanaugh, you'll probably find on the top.
Does Ryan Kavanaugh look like HarveyWeinstein.com? What the?
By the way, if you are settling a lawsuit like that, where you have set the top Google result to associate him with Harvey Weinstein, I don't know, bro. I don't know enough about the damn law, but I don't know. I don't know. I genuinely don't know how much that must be. And yeah, I don't really see it that much.
You know that's my website, right?
That's so stupid.
We made that website to help the public.
5 months ago, those lawsuits finally settled, with Ethan on the considerable losing end, having to deliver a public apology to Ryan Kavanaugh on his podcast, as well as censor all of the previous mentions of him on his show.
I'm not accusing Ryan Kavanaugh, the guy who's suing me from Chiller, of sexual impropriety. I just think they look similar, that's all. Just to make that clear.
Having to remove the best years of your videos and apologize to someone who financially wrecked you for what's probably hundreds of thousands of dollars has to inflict some form of psychological trauma and damage on you.
You have got to admit, though, as well, like, wasn't it Caseytron saying the max that he could get is 150K from each? And there are two lawsuits active where he might get max $300,000, which he probably won't get the amount of, and is just like stressing his life, ruining his reputation, all whilst the podcast is like heavily on a downward trend.
But for Ethan, settling with Ryan Kavanaugh was just a necessary evil so he could pursue his righteous cause of suing women who reacted to his YouTube video.
The whole point of these...
To be fair, that is a good way to orient your life, to go to settle lawsuits so you can basically sue women. I don't know. Now that's probably where I want to be in 16 years' time when I'm at 40, not spending time with the kids. There was also that miserable video, you know, just before, you can check this out. I think it's in the first video where Ethan gets back from Christmas of 2023? No, 2024, because the content puke was this year. When he came back, he said, my neck was sore. He said that his neck was literally sore from this. You know, his neck was literally sore from this. Is there going to be a VOD? What of this? I mean, I'd ask Alex, but I think, like, first of all, I mean, there's so many of you watching the stream. I thought this would be like a few hundred people, to be honest. Obviously, people like this, and, you know, the news hasn't been so busy recently. As you know, I'm not, like, just an Ethan Klein fucking hate thing. Like, I talk about it when there's merit to it. And I do sometimes find it, like, a little unfortunate that, like, this has received a lot less attention than previous stuff. Like, the Palestine stuff was great. And I think a lot of people who were previously in Ethan's community and Orbiters have learnt so much about Palestine, and that's a good thing. And I don't think that maybe I'm best placed to teach all of these lessons. But I definitely think that there is a lot of stuff with this that really matters and about what he's cultivated on the internet.
Lawsuits for me has been activism from the start.
Also, by the way, I haven't read it in ages, but there's a book called Forget Semitism by Joseph Massad, or it's a chapter in a book, which is, if you ever want to read about, like, Semitism and why the idea of just going, like, everyone's a Semite doesn't really make that much sense, it's interesting. I don't remember it well enough. I just remember thinking, oh, I enjoyed that, but I haven't read it in a while. I think it's Islam in liberalism.
That's the primary purpose of this. And so when I hear that she's kind of learned how to be more mindful with the way she interacts with copyrighted or other people's property, then I think that's a big win for both of us. I think that's a huge...
My life is oriented around ensuring that people interact with copyright law correctly.
Huge dub. If you have a problem with what I'm saying, talk about that. Also, why are you literally lying and defaming the dude who's, like, suing everybody talking shit right now? Like,
Jesus Christ. As well, just kind of, like, making it clear that he's establishing himself as the guy who sues everyone. And yeah, I have seen the hunger strikers. I might talk about that for a tiny bit at the end. I made a TikTok about it, and I spoke about it the other day. But yes, I have seen that the direct action worked.
People are not learning. They will not learn. They don't believe me still or something. I'm suing 3 people. This is not the end of it.
One of his lawsuits against Caseytron just settled and ended with Caseytron delivering a somber public apology. Gee, I wonder where they learned that trick.
I want to begin by stating I take responsibility for infringing the content nuke. The lawsuit was not frivolous. When I said the lawsuit was frivolous and based on misogyny, it was to garner sympathy, protect my own reputation, and retaliate against the Kleins.
Wait, Lonerbox admitted this was all bullshit in his latest lawsuit debate. Good that they're slowly admitting. Was he talking to that Pisco guy? I mean, I saw Hutch doing that, but I think that by the way, the best place, I'll give them a shout out. If you're interested in the hunger strikers in the UK, the Canary is the best place to look at. They've had like a great amount of stuff on that, and I'll give them a shout out because, yeah, I mean, I covered it the other day. I hadn't made a TikTok about it, which was kind of not great, but I've been struggling to make TikToks anyway. Why hasn't anyone Sam Seeded? Because Sam Seedering Ethan is not so easy. There have been talks of doing it with people, but it's not so easy. But yeah, just also, by the way, I just wanted to say, like, the minimal catharsis that he got from this guy still has to go home and deal with his podcast channel going off a cliff and turning into a Hassan hate thing that there are people who are more competent at, and they will just go further and further downhill, and this is not going to save him.
You know what? I should just let it play for you guys, right? And we can go back and enjoy certain moments of it. Or, I mean, not enjoy, because certainly that's not the right word to say, but to appreciate.
You know, Casey Tron on multiple occasions has said that she felt that she couldn't afford to do it because she is taking care of, you know, multiple family members who cannot work. And Ethan Klein doing that, knowing that situation, and instead forcing her to release some sort of hostage-style apology, just kind of makes the whole situation look incredibly, you know, gross.
It's clear that Ethan's goal here...
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that was very, 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 very obvious that it was just awful. And the fact that Casey Tron was back in Hassan's Twitch chat the next day, or like a few days later, like, I don't think that people are going to really buy this notion that she was very apologetic. Like, why the fuck was she talking about anti-Semitism in leftist spaces? Yeah, like, and by the way, that's not a target at her. Say whatever you want to get out of the... Say whatever you want to settle the lawsuit.
Here is not to establish some kind of new precedent for copyright law. It's just to inflict the same trauma and public embarrassment that he received from Ryan Kavanaugh onto his own enemies, who are, again, mostly women creators who have smaller subscriber counts than him.
Ethan has kind of used that, you know, these women did this, you know, copyright abuse in his mind as kind of like a way to shoo off any of the criticisms of misogyny.
To the lawsuit stuff. Now, people are scrambling to draw defense up for the indefensible. There is basically 3 people making the most damning confessions on video. There is no way to honestly defend these people. But I predicted what would happen, and of course, it's exactly what's happening. The refrains are attacking women, attacking small creators, silencing
pro-Palestine
silencing criticism.
I mean, obviously, he is engaged in all of these things. But by the way, I think that the thing that I feel about all of this is you knew that was going to happen because that's what you're doing.
Targeting pro-Palestine voices, etc., etc.
Ethan's audience also knows that he's going through some kind of extended crash out because they try to inflict the same trauma and psychic damage onto...
I mean, there's this whole weird slop industry. There's this whole weird slop industry where they do it with Trump as well. They literally pump out hundreds of videos. Like, I was looking at one recently who'd pumped out the most insane amount of videos, like, Trump is finished today, Trump is done, Trump is this, Trump is that, Trump, and all the analysis is literally, Trump does bad thing? Is it over for him? No, just in the same 100 of times that it wasn't before, it's not going to be over. In the same way that all of these people who fantasize about Hassan, who pick someone apart, who streams for all of this amount of time and just goes, yeah, you know, you're bad because you said this one thing, you know.
Whoever Ethan tells them is the enemy of the weak. What Ethan's audience doesn't fully understand when trying to do this type of harassment is that by trying to give the snarkers a taste of their own medicine, they've become addicted to the formula of gaslighting and public harassment, just like the snark communities do.
Harassment podcast.
Yeah, that's what the H stands for.
Again, there's another snarking talking point.
I was like such a Karen.
People outside of the snarking community don't use certain lines of attack. Like calling our podcast a harassing, what do you call it? A harassing?
Harassment podcast.
A harassment podcast is nobody outside Snark says that. It's just an insane.
Ridiculous. Hey, Sunflower, I prepare settlement agreements frequently. The terms of the agreement are negotiated during the mediation. Ethan wanted Hassan and leftism mentioned specifically. None of it were her words. Very interesting. Thank you so much for the $10. I mean, obviously, it's not my area of expertise. It's not at all. I don't know shit about it. But yeah, I mean, like, at least I think with the stuff I do online, anything I talk about, I want to provide some kind of meaningful analysis. Like, when it is literally just, I hate Hassan, Hassan bad, here's this thing that other people are saying, China bad, China LGBTQ, China bad, China bad, China bad, China bad. And you're right, it is a lucrative industry for the people at the top. And Ethan is never getting to the top because he may be a right-winger, but he certainly isn't hateful enough for many of these people. But yeah, I mean, thanks for the $10. I'm not going to confirm as to whether it is or not, but it feels like you might know a bit more than that about me. I mean, even Asmongold was like, yeah, this is obviously the case that this is set up by him.
Really dumb, totally random attack line that is just totally imagined in their psychotic world.
Snark is a made-up concept by Ethan Klein to weaponize his audience against people he disagrees with. I don't care what influencer you are.
One day someone's going to write a book called Ethan Klein and the Spectre of Snark. Because, like, Snark definitely exists, but, like, Ethan just says everything that is against him is Snark. Like, that's it. That's how he believes in this world.
There is an audience of people who hate you. You know, every influencer has a snark community, if you feel that snark is a valid term. We exist in an online space that thrives on negativity. And I think Ethan Klein's packaging of snark has been incredibly lucrative for him.
This type of information warfare is a dime a dozen on the internet these days. Almost every online figure has a snark community in their name. But for some reason, Ethan claims that his snark community is the most dangerous.
I mean, how extreme do I need to get these people's attentions? I just don't understand. Because at a certain point, I personally, as a parent and as a person, I can't just sit idly by and let these people continue doing what they're doing.
For that reason, he's spending...
Ethan Klein is going to designate Reddit as a weapon of mass destruction and invade the Reddit servers. I'm calling it here first. He called the subreddit Faux-moi a neo-Nazi subreddit for posting about his Zionism. Yes, yes, he is, of course. This guy is very unserious. Like, everything is so inflated to the position of, like, the evil of all evils.
Even more of his hard-earned YouTube and Teddy Fresh money trying to subpoena Reddit and Discord to dox the individuals behind the snark accounts.
Y'all thought I was playing games? I'm coming. Y'all thought, oh, Ethan's not gonna get our info. Oh, look at Ethan, he's not this and that. Oh, Reddit's not gonna give it. Oh, they're not gonna give us up.
By the way, I don't think any of the people involved in this are thinking this. I think what they're actually thinking is, fucking hell, it is terrifying that someone so rich can just do this. Can just continually harass me with all of the obscene amount of money that they possess.
You're done. You're cooked. I'm coming. All I need is your IP address.
And so ultimately they will have a charge of copyright infringement filed against them?
That's correct.
That's the idea?
Yep.
Uh-oh.
The charge is specifically inducement of copyright. I don't know. There's some specific...
Inducement?
There's some specific terminology for it. But then also, because some of your cohorts leaked your Discord messages to us, we have some of your Discord IDs. And guess what? We're gonna, if anyone's gonna have your real identity, it's gonna be right there. We're gonna have all your messages. Discord. And listen, don't try to erase them. If you erase them now, it's not gonna look good. And you should know that I'll still get them even if you erase them.
I'm sympathetic to anybody that's going through such, like, you know, that tells me rather that they're going through harassment, because I have dealt with so much of that. And so I was like, well, I'll try to help them. You know, they were...
Also, it's so, like, funny to just see Taylor speak and, like, you know, compare her to the image of, like, the most evil woman in the world that is constantly portrayed on the H3 podcast.
Claiming they were making a lot of claims about Reddit at the time too, and snark subreddits, and that's something I've reported on a lot. I reached out to Reddit and I was like, hey, can you look into this? Like, they're making all these claims that they're being doxxed, and the CPS people are calling their, you know, from Reddit and everything. Reddit looked into it. They were like, not only did we not find that, but like his community is actually being problematic and abusive.
When it comes to Ethan Klein's crash outs, they are being milked.
By the way, that is 100% true. That is 100% true about like the way his Reddit behaves and how like hateful and how unwilling they are to confront anything. I mean, you just saw it with Madison, and his response was to go, yeah, no, my community doesn't do that.
For content. It's all about how much can you engage with and how much can you milk a lolcow. And Ethan Klein has proven that like he just wants the content. You know? He's milking himself at this point. There's no doubt in my mind that this is just like where he expects this to go and what he wants out of his YouTube experience.
Now, if you don't watch my channel a lot, you wouldn't know this, but I was actually involved in a pretty public lawsuit as well. All that to say, I know how to read these legal papers, and I've done it a couple times. And while Ethan's attorney may be very talented and charge him a lot of money, these subpoenas read like the incredibly deranged ramblings of someone wealthy enough to try to litigate public opinion on the internet. And that doesn't mean that the courts won't take it seriously. I mean, this is America, a country that was founded on frivolous lawsuits from the rich.
Tonight you are saying to our viewers that you will go forward and file a defamation lawsuit against the BBC.
Well, I think I have an obligation to do it. Yes, I have to. You know, why not? Because they defrauded the public.
Well, listen up, mods.
Just this being what you spend your time doing is just, the mind boggles, like genuinely. This is so burger coded and so American coded.
Haters, snarkers. It's gonna start settling. These people still think this is a joke. All the snarkers and all the people, they keep coping hard about how, you know, Ethan's delusional, his lawyer's an idiot, this is all whatever, and it's gonna start dawning on you. This should be the first peek at what's coming. And what's coming is the full fucking weight of Lady Justice's big fat swinging titties.
But no, the only thing that is coming is vast amounts of wealth from someone who built their career on the back of claiming to be the warrior of free speech.
Ethan's not just pulling a Donald Trump here. He's taking a page out of the book of a very important attorney.
So I'm really anxiously looking forward.
The creator of the video is Alex Novell, who probably will call in tomorrow, I think. I think we'll do that tomorrow.
To an opportunity to depose CNN. This will be the first time this has ever happened.
It's good to see the Dersh. It's good to see the Dersh in any video where the Dersh shows up. Wow. By the way, he is also the perfect, the epitome of litigating public opinion, which is something that Alex talks about. But Alan Dershowitz is apparently just hated everywhere he goes. He constantly complains about Martha's Vineyard. It's not just the issue with the pierogies. The issue with Dersh at Martha's Vineyard is crazy. It's way bigger than just that. He hates Larry David's ex-wife because he thinks that she got him banned from the library or something to that effect.
And I think CNN is probably quaking in their boots. We have demanded that they not destroy any documents, any memos. We want to get the editors who told them to edit the tape. We want to get the commentators.
And look, I know in my last video I said that Destiny was like Alan Dershowitz because they both love teenage girls and the state of Israel. Well, for Ethan Klein, he's like Dershowitz because they both love to sue people as a pastime. Oh, and because they both love Israel still. We can keep the Israel thing up there. What do you think like Michael thinks about like frivolous lawsuits?
I think that Michael, he would believe that everybody's entitled to, you know, be able to have a lawsuit, and I think he believed in the law.
Wait, how did you prank Alan Dershowitz? Have you ever had the pleasure of speaking to him? That is quality.
And everything, but that's why he had, he fought for his, you know, innocence.
Yeah.
You understand two-party consent laws, right?
New York City is single-party consent.
I only say that because I told you the conversation was private and you agreed.
Not sure a court would see my messages as me agreeing with you, but I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Oh, my bad. I thought New York City, like California, was two-party.
Nope, here's a link to the law.
This is not me threatening to sue you. I won't. More so just expressing my disappointment that you would agree to have a private conversation and then publish it. I was polite and respectful the entire time, my friend.
Dog, you straight up were not. You accused me of being a snarker over retweets of people promoting.
I was like about to say that, exactly that. It's like, messages don't come off very nice when you're just like, why are you sharing this? Why are you sharing this? I exposed him for Epstein stuff before the list even came out, like years ago. Crazy. I mean, I feel like, yeah, Dersh and Jeff loved each other. I mean, also, he got him the sweetheart deal, right? Horrible character. Trump's Pulitzer Prize Board lawsuit is one to watch. Wait, what even is that? I don't even know about the Pulitzer Prize one. I mean, it's crazy. He's just suing everyone.
My content when I was just asking you for comment about my interview with Taylor.
But Alex, you started your last video with you shooting me with a pistol. I hardly think that's appropriate in this political climate.
It's clearly a Terminator issue T-1000 liquid metal disguising itself as you to make a metaphor for warring online communities.
I saw someone with a gun shooting at me. You think that...
Ethan is also texting like a granddad here. Like, I saw someone with a gun shooting me.
It's okay considering the rise of political assassinations?
Well, you're not gonna like the new video either then. I've got a whole factory of T-1000 Ethans.
Please do not include imagery of me being shot.
I would never and have never done that.
LOL, the point is that you shot me. I can't tell if you're serious.
I already told you, I shot the T-1000 Liquid Metal Edition. That's not you. But I know it looks similar considering the T-1000 can disguise itself as anyone.
By the way, it's also kind of funny because, like, Ethan in his content puke, like, posted, like, had a very positive segment about the assassination of multiple political leaders and figures within Hamas and such, and, like, those are just, like, extrajudicial killings. And Israel has loved doing that. And even if you don't give a shit about Hamas leaders, Israel has been doing that for a very long time, and political assassinations are one of the key things that they have employed over and over again.
And anything. Have you seen Terminator 2 Judgment Day? It's a great film.
It is a good film. I watched it not all that long ago, and it was pretty decent.
Also, like Dershowitz, Ethan uses accusations of anti-Semitism as a shield from criticism.
I'm gonna sue you if I can. And I feel like there's a lot of ground to it. Yeah, that's gonna happen. So fuck you. Like literally fuck you. How dare you? After all this time, you go regurgitate all this shit in the most hateful, anti-Semitic, obsessive fucking freak way. And then to sit here and pretend like you're unbiased, fuck you.
So using anti-Semitism as like a protection has kind of always bothered me. Like Jews in general who use anti-Semitism to dodge criticism is something that like grosses me out because anti-Semitism is a real thing. I have had pennies thrown at my head. I've been punched in my head for wearing a yarmulke. Like, I have dealt with actual anti-Semitic attacks. So claiming that me thinking that Ethan Klein, his video, the Casey-tron video is, it's kind of, upsetting and it feels like the lawsuit was kind of just, this was the goal. That's not anti-Semitic. Using anti-Semitism as a crutch is just something that makes me feel icky.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. It also delegitimizes genuine, like, people being anti-Semitic or using anti-Semitism as a way to grow their platform when you are just, like, continually, no, everyone who attacks me is evil. The subreddit is now not the original fan base. We were replaced over the years. They wanted to delete it, the sub many times because we kept them in check. Oh, what? When anyone spoke out against Ethan? Yeah, they don't like criticism. Thanks for the $5, Ali Dawning. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Running a subreddit that is basically operated around the notion of no criticism of Ethan.
And Ethan Klein has definitely used that as a way to kind of like push away criticism.
Ethan has even gone as far as partnering with radical Zionist Dan Saltman on a long-term sponsorship for the H3 podcast.
And that's where
It's also so funny that he apparently has done nothing.
The relationship with money kind of comes in, is that Dan Saltman pays for this sort of stuff and allows him also to, again, be kind of introduced to H3's community as part of the brand. the weirdest part of the brand where Ethan says horrible things and needs to cut out before they're live.
You guys may have noticed we got a button sponsor. Look at it.
Like, also, by the way, a lot of iDubbbz's critiques were very tepid, and in many ways, there were also a large amount of these critiques that were coming from a position of someone who was clearly a friend of Ethan's and was like, hey, a lot of the stuff you're engaging with right now is bad. Ethan's response was to claim that he was the worst person ever and to just say that he was going to harass his wife and Anissa and Ian forever. Like, that was it. He said, I'm going to harass you forever. That doesn't seem like a rational position to come from. Like, it doesn't. Hey, Chris, I love your stuff. Thank you, Database. I was a H3 fan for years, and when I finally left because of their nastiness, I watched your Noahs and stuff on their Zionism, and Overzealot. Sorry, I skipped him out. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for... I'm glad you left it. Hello, Tony Soprano lover. Good to see you as always.
Oh, wait, my glasses. Redact.dev, guys. They are our button sponsor. Basically, they've got a pre-roll. Whenever I hit the button, you'll see some Redact stuff now. It's a dream partnership.
It just makes sense.
People like to call me like an ultra-Zionist, genocidal maniac. And in my mind, I think the Jews should have gotten half of Germany. I think that would have been the fair thing to have in that situation. So it's just, but these people for their entire life have been told that Jews are evil and that they want to destroy you. And if you kill one of them.
By the way, this is such an insane take. Like, I don't give a shit about the half of Germany thing. Okay, Germany were responsible for what happened, yes. I still think more it should have been an emancipation into German society. But the thing is that, like, into all societies, and that it should have been the reflection of the racists, the racists and the anti-Semites, rather than anything else. But when you're starting to say these people are taught to hate Jewish people, you are lying. You are lying. Israel's actions are what lead to Palestinians disdaining the state of Israel. The dispossession of the Palestinian people is what creates that.
You're gonna...
And yeah, calling it a dream sponsorship from this guy.
You're gonna, I don't know all the religious terms, but it's crazy. And to combat that level of indoctrination, there has to be a massive influx of resources into that area. There needs to be a McDonald's on every corner, and everyone there needs to be driving a Ferrari. And I know it sounds stupid, but it's only at that point that these people are that the residents of Gaza and the West Bank are going to be like, maybe, let's focus on something besides killing Jews, because life...
This is also, by the way, such a stupid point, and something that I spoke with Lonabox at length about. In the West Bank, there is literally a government that has denounced militarism over and over again. Like, that's a thing that has happened. The Palestinian Authority, they engaged in the one-gun policy, they collaborate with Israel. Palestinians' lives in the West Bank are not good. This is just crap. It's crap spewed out by people with not even a basic grasp of what's going on in Palestine.
Right now is pretty awesome.
Funny enough, when I spoke with him, Dan Saltman also offered me a weird sponsorship with his terrible company.
If you ever feel like pushing it, let me know. And, we have an affiliate program that I can get you in. And essentially, if you, for a lot of content, I think it makes sense. A lot of content creators that
I mean, not on this video, because I don't want to sing any bad people back towards you, but we'll talk about it. Sure.
Yeah, but maybe in the future. But yeah, like if you're dealing, I mean, it sounds like you do stuff like, this is what this guy said in the past. That's like always the perfect segue into like, don't want to be the next subject of my video? Use redact.dev and make sure you clean up all of your DMs on Discord, Twitter, Reddit, etc. So, but let me know. No rush.
Aside from business, Dan Saltman and Ethan Klein also share an extreme hatred for Hassan Piker and a vested interest in getting him deplatformed from the streaming platform Twitch.
Twitch continues to allow him to spread terrorist propaganda with impunity. Without...
Once again, there has been still nothing about Asmongold. Like, I am sorry, sitting there and making it your obsession, this, as opposed to, big Twitch streamer saying that he likes Nick Fuentes, and like kind of smiles when he says Hitler is cool.
Even seemingly a warning, just a full-on endorsement of this terrorist organization right here on Twitch. Now, I don't know if you remember, but basically this is what caused the apocalypse on YouTube, is that ads were showing up next to ISIS videos.
Ethan Klein's obsession with Hassan Piker was the first thing that started his decline in views and subscribers. His casual viewers lost interest and moved on to other things, while his core audience became more loyal and radicalized.
Our audience was extremely supportive and kind.
Yeah.
I was also just looking, because I checked Ethan's stories. I genuinely do think that there is like a degree of jealousy of like the fact of who is kind of around Hassan, like who and how like there is just like, in spite of all of the kind of miserable topics that have united us, that there is a happiness, a solidarity, and that people generally seem to be having a good time. Did he actually pay you? That's crazy. But yeah, I genuinely think that there is a certain jealousy of like your community now being girl with a microphone.
And again, so grateful, despite everything we've been through, to still have like a significant core audience that supports us, that knows who we are, right? That's the only reason we've been able to continue pushing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there'd be no point otherwise.
Like, you are not happy, bro. You are not happy. Take a step back, bro. Take a long look away from what you've done over the last year, 2 years. Like, just do that. That's a great idea for you.
Even after making his entire content nuke and debating Hassan live months later, Ethan still can't let his grudge and obsession with Hassan Piker go.
I promised everybody that I was going to take this to the next level once CPS showed up to my house. This is only the beginning. This is chapter 1. There's many more to come. And by the way, Hassan, if you think I'm done with you, I'm not done with you by a mile.
Yeah, that was a goated moment. A goated W moment when Hassan said, "It's not my fault that people don't like you." Like, what is there to say? What is there to say? It is not Hassan's fault. It's not any of our faults. It's not Madison's fault that people don't like you, that people think negatively of you.
I'm taking the trash out. I'm saving you for my main course, you fucking propagandist, lying scumbag, terrorist supporter, who spends all day lying. It's funny, this narrative, Ethan's obsessed with Hassan, literally spends hours every day on his stream talking about me. I saw the guy.
By the way, also, the 2 biggest attacks perpetrated against Jewish people in recent months in the UK and the US were both perpetrated by the Islamic State.
Don't worry, buddy. I got time for everybody. I'm making time for everybody. You know what I mean? And I'm just that kind of guy. The world is wide enough for all of us. Hamilton. So don't worry. Don't worry. You know what I mean? We go from the bottom up. And everybody's catching these hands.
If Ethan put half as much effort into making his podcast entertaining as he did into obsessing over online snarkers and Hassan Piker and filing frivolous lawsuits, he definitely wouldn't be hemorrhaging 10,000 subscribers every single month. He just doesn't care about that anymore. And I don't know if he'll ever be able to come back from that.
We never had to clickbait anything. Like, we would upload like, Thanksgiving, you laugh, you lose, whatever. And then people
It's maybe because now your content revolves around, you know, just sort of being rude to Taylor Lorenz, and that's like an if you laugh, you lose, where it's just objectively not very funny. It's only funny if you're clued in to hate Taylor Lorenz.
That would get like 1 million views. You didn't have to clickbait it. You didn't have to be sensational. You're just like, here's a candy tier list. Those used to get a fucking million views.
Yeah.
Candy tier list, man. If we uploaded that now, content that I know people wanted to watch because they were watching it.
Yeah.
What would that get? Like less than 10,000 views?
Probably.
You know?
On True Detective Season 1, Matthew McConaughey said that time is a flat circle.
Time is a flat circle. Everything we've ever done or will do, we're gonna do over and over and over again.
Well, the same metaphor can be applied to careers on YouTube. At the beginning of his career, Ethan blew up for his lawsuit establishing a matter of law for reaction videos on YouTube. But now, everyone on YouTube is blowing up at him for trying to change that definition to suit his goals of silencing his critics.
Yeah, Ethan Klein's lawsuit with Matt Haas is one of the most important lawsuits when it comes to YouTube. I have cited it, I don't even know, countless amount of times in my article. It's the only lawsuit that really took it that far, that really established what constitutes fair use on YouTube. And Ethan Klein kind of transforming into the person that was attacking him beforehand is, you know, something that I've noticed. You know, you start out as the guy who's defending fair use, creating the FUPA fund.
I do genuinely think that this is also one of the most interesting sagas in Ethan's recent internet history. Just this whole suing people and kind of going back on everything he stood for.
And, you know, trying to represent creators against bullies like that. And then you are using the legal system with your own, you know, monetary privilege. Because you're a lot richer.
Like, as I say, there are so many people who I really just do not like. And, like, I don't feel the need to post Instagram stories about them constantly. Like, that's weird. It's weird. Like, when you do podcasts and talk about them, like, sure, I've probably tweeted about Ethan a decent-ish amount. But even then, amongst all of the tweets I have, like, I'm not just constantly speaking about people I disdain, like Ethan or something, or Lonabox, or anyone else.
Than these people you're suing.
By the way, my favorite part about this is, like, you guys can shitpost on Twitter all you want, but this is an actual lawsuit, and it's happening, and it's coming, and you're going to have to argue in front of a judge, and this shit is not going to work, right? It's not going to work. That's the best part about this. You guys are fucking screaming into the wind.
In many ways, Ethan Klein has become just like all the guys that he used to fight so hard against when he was younger and less wealthy. Matt Haas tried to silence Ethan for making a video laughing at him. Ryan Kavanaugh tried to silence Ethan for defaming him. But now Ethan is the one doing the silencing. Ethan is the one reacting to the court-settled apology instead of the one making the court-settled apology. And I bet at times that feels like a victory for him and his community. But in reality, it's just not.
I win. You lose. You lose everything. Look at me. This is me. I win. You lose. And
I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is just miserable. Just genuinely miserable. Genuinely, completely and utterly miserable. This is your life. Just misery. Misery. You do not look happy.
We'll continue to lose, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm not done. I'll never be done.
Tier lists and You Laugh, You Lose were likable people. Can Ethan or his show in general be described as likable at this point? Of course not, but it's also just like, as I'm saying, I think that the thing that's so hard to look at when it comes to any of this, when it comes to looking at the things that he says and does and how he behaves, who finds, like, just constantly laughing at Taylor Lorenz funny? And yeah, Alex does kind of look a bit like Greg Stoker.
Instead, it makes him look like a bigger and bigger villain to potential subscribers. I mean, who's gonna want to subscribe as a new watcher in the middle of all this drama when a regular H3 podcast episode looks like this?
You called me a racist. You said that I'm hallucinating anti-Semitism.
Thanks for the $5 as well, by the way. But yeah, I mean, it's just, like, what is this? Well, like, but and as I say, Ethan has apologized multiple times for his conduct around Palestine.
You came out of nowhere. You came and you swung at the king. And you know what they say when you swing at the king, Dan?
I'm confused. Who's the king?
I am.
There's a saying in capitalist America that people vote with their dollar. Well, that saying doesn't really work or apply here anymore, but here on YouTube, people have always voted with the subscribe button. It's a way of saying that they either are or are not on board with what you're doing with your channel. If that number's going up, it's probably because you're working hard to improve your content and people are subscribing to see you continue on that journey. But if the whole vibe of the channel slowly shifts to be vitriolic galvanization against women and smaller creators, you're probably going to vote to unsubscribe. And you should. Because there's a lot of great channels out there that make well thought out videos and interesting podcasts that you might want to subscribe to instead.
Such as Alex Novell, first of all, but if you're looking for a podcast, wow. That was a really, really, really brilliant video. And yeah, the king of what? The king of what? Harassment and suing? Go subscribe to Alex. That video is brilliant. I really, really, really enjoyed that. I think it's good, and as well, like, there are a couple of times where I've kind of spoken about this, where I've kind of talked about, this. I do think that this is important, by the way. Like, I genuinely do think that this is something that is worth talking about, and that, yes, Palestine is very important, but the misogyny, this kind of, like, lawsuit and all of this crap like this... Oh, I'm not even subbed to Alex. Oh, wait, yeah, I am on this account. I'm not on this account. Obviously, this is not my only account. But by the way, Alex, what was this? Was this Michael Jackson impersonator? Like, did you have to tell him to joke or anything? But yeah, brilliant video. I think everyone here really enjoyed that. Like, genuinely, I love the editing as well. But you weren't quite as good as Girl with a Microphone. I think she's doing some better stuff. But, like, you know, I guess one day you might get towards the point of being Girl with a Microphone levels. But, you know, we can all aspire. She's definitely the kind of person I want in my community. We gotta hear the Nasheed outro music. I didn't know this was here. Is that allowed on YouTube? Yeah. Is that allowed on YouTube? I genuinely don't know, but I mean, the song is obviously not very based, but it is unfortunately like catchy. Unfortunately, it's like one of the heaviest nasheeds in terms of what it's saying as well. I think, in my understanding, there is one thing I wanted to watch, which is Loner Box debating with Pisco.
What a heartfelt.
There's one thing that we're throwing out right away, okay? And I'm the most autistic motherfucker. Him going, what a heartfelt. It's obviously sarcasm, okay? All else equal, we can all agree that this is definitely sarcasm. There's no other explanation. No?
No.
Okay,
that's
why?
absolutely false. The entirety of that segment that you just played is him.
I totally understand why.
Okay, this is another person reacting to. I kind of want to watch not this. I kind of want to watch Pisco talk to this guy. My favorite content creators, Pisco, and all of these people. Let me see if Pisco Litigation has any videos of this. I want to see them. No. No, there's not actually. Unfortunately, there's not much. I can't find an actual clip of this. Thanks again for watching. Yeah, please go subscribe to Alex. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Alex, just well done. That's a great video, like, genuinely. And there was a lot to say as well. Just great. Yo,
what up? Hey.
Oh my god, the only thing is there's a 3-hour video by Pisco about whether the lawsuits are justified or not. I'm not watching this. I'm not watching this at all. This is way too long. Lawyer slop guy. PepsiCo versus Loser Box. Destiny versus Jesse Lee Peterson. I mean, yeah, that sounds more interesting, sadly. Also, there's a Candice Piers Morgan interview, but I'm not watching that today. Just in time for the Oscar noms. Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah, I don't want to watch someone else react to this. There's Lonerbox reacting to a clip of me reacting to something about something. It's just annoying because the only people who upload these Pisco clips are just people who upload people reacting to Pisco. This Queeman? I don't know. Oh wait, there are videos of him and Hutch, which could be pretty interesting.
I think that...
Oh, this is the one. This is one I'm happy to watch.
I think that we ought care about whether we agree with the assessments being rendered by Ethan and co.
It's not that I'm indifferent. It's more that I'm agnostic. Like you can, and maybe that sounds like a cop-out answer. Like I want it both ways. Like
no.
It's not that I'm avoiding taking a firm position. It's just I can understand why he did it. And I can't tell you if I would have made the same decision because I've never been in that position. I don't know what it's like to have children and then have government called to your home to like try to force you to justify that you should be allowed to continue to have guardianship over your own kids. Like, I don't know how I would have felt in that moment. I don't know what kind of actions I would take after the fact. But I'm also sympathetic to the idea of like, fuck, I mean, that must really suck to be bogged down in that kind of litigation. It's not like I have no sympathy for people like Casey Tron or Frogan. Like, even though I find their conduct to be pretty disgusting, what they did with Ethan and Hila and how they were joking about the CPS calls, and you could argue that Denham's helped to enable it with the way that she was running.
By the way, that's just an insane thing to say. I like that is more defamatory. That like her chat was the edited chat as well.
Her chat on the particular day that topic came up, and but even with all that, I'm sympathetic to like, fuck, I mean, I wouldn't want to be in that kind of a situation. But
just yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't think there's any legitimacy in them, and I don't think they come from a position about caring about copyright and whatever this Pisco guy is. And whatever his opinions are, I do think the thing he said the other day where like Ethan kind of lied about the precedent of why he actually wanted to do that and why he begun with that is the problem. You know, I like that's where the major problem lies, that he actually did this to yeah. The actual reason he did this... The actual reason he did this is solely because he hates the people who he comes up against and wants to punish them in front of his audience and have content.
I want us to agree.
He's like I think Pisco is like some Destiny Orbiter and this is Call of Duty man.
That this conversation, it matters. It matters whether or not Ethan did the right thing. Doesn't it matter to you?
I don't know how to evaluate that in an objective sense, though. That's what I'm saying. I really don't. This is such a messy thing for me. Like, I don't think I can give you an answer of like, this is unequivocally bad or this is universally bad or good
I'm not
thing.
saying, no. If you're really going to say, well, I spent all this time talking about the ethical implications of Denham's conduct, of Hassan's conduct, of the Snarker's conduct, but I'm not going to consider the ethical implications of Ethan.
I'll consider it. That's fine. If you have a case to make in terms of like why you think he shouldn't have made the case, then I'm genuinely open to being persuaded. Like,
awesome.
There's a universe where you could convince me that it was a wrong thing for him to do. Go for it.
This is what I want.
Oh fuck! I don't know what shit. 1 second. I just need to work out what I showed. I mean, yeah, like, okay, I didn't show anything. Okay, that's fine. I need to get better at sometimes accidentally just showing shit. Sorry, didn't show anything, but yeah, sometimes I accidentally click things. Sorry, I am also just interested in this. Is this actually real? Is this real? Chat, is this real? The new lawsuit filing claims that the content cop on Ethan was lambasted by the general public for being sloppy and a betrayal of a close friend. The general public in question being Turkey Tom, Nick DeOrio, and Willie Mac Show. I mean, these are my general public. When there's a survey poll, it's just of these people. When the Department of Child and Family Services visited our home based on a fraudulent phone call, we were both personally hurt that the Jomas did not come to our defense to say that we had a clean home and were good parents. Later, the Jomas made a hit piece, Jom Haas made a hit piece, that was lambasted by the general public as poorly and sloppily researched and a marked betrayal of one close friend to another. Is this real? Is this actually real? Bro cited Augustus Gloop in the court. Bro, that is an outrageous statement to make. That is an outrageous, vulgar betrayal of poor Nick DeOrio. So this is the proof, apparently. On January 31st, On January 3rd, 21st, 2025, the H3 Snark mod with the Discord username Dartois sent Denims a direct message on Discord stating, "Can you advertise on H3 Snark before or when the content puke is released? I try to time to gather people there to join your stream, but we need you for this one so we don't boost Ethan's release." Emphasis added. On January 28th, 2025, Dartois sent a screenshot on Denim's Discord server from H3 Stark that stated, "Remember to just wait a bit and watch it on Denim's Twitch stream or other creators. We must not feed Ethan's engagement." Dartois responded to a user asking whether Denims would host a watch party with, "I hope we do. I'm marketing it like crazy for it." ID emphasis. Dartois clarified with promoting, Snark mostly. Hopefully the content puke will be the final nail in Ethan's coffin, but the amount of hate watch could help him survive a couple of quarters if all watch it. Emphasis added. This shows that H3 Snark mods lied to the court about their intent to siphon. Imagine this is your life, suing the H3 Snark mods. Wait, what? There is quite a lot of stuff in this that is this true? Chat, is this true? Can't believe they included these in the court documents. What a beautiful way for Ethan Klein to memorialize his wonderful wife. Rip Healer. In loving memory. Same guy who killed his dog by feeding him too much cheese, by the way. He doesn't use a shock collar, lol. Didn't you kill your dog? I killed my dog on purpose. I then Third Reich Klein, Ethan Third Reich Klein. Are these actually in the lawsuit? I killed an A-Up Lovely tweet in that lawsuit. When Healer Klein got a tattoo symbolizing her fanatical devotion to Israel, Ethan got a tattoo symbolizing his fanatical devotion to Healer. This perfectly represents their joint psychosis. New H3H3 video is finished recording. I will be editing until it's done. I'm so fucking angry. There will be accountability. Thank you to everyone that stands with us. Your support gives me strength. Looks like Ethan will be up until 5 a.m. editing in his poopy basement instead of caring for his children again. That has 189 views. Be warned, Americans, your Zionist neighbors will lie in order to help Israel kidnap your children. Response to Ethan Klein. Zionist creep destroyed. No way is this shit actually in the lawsuit. Ugh. I guess we'll watch one final thing, because I obviously... maybe I'll talk to Alex tomorrow, but aside from that, I won't be talking about Ethan. But this, I want to watch his gambling thing.
With Prize Picks.
So yeah, you work with like the sports betting guys?
Yeah.
I wish I could do that.
Why can't you?
I just have a policy of not working with gambling.
Even if it's like legal in the US?
Yeah.
If you guys have not tried out the Prize Picks app, you guys gotta try it out.
Oh my God. So they lead with a Prize Pick app. God, man, I wish I didn't care about anything. God, if I didn't care about gambling, I'd be as rich as XQC. But that's the problem.
My God, the irony of just a few months later, what's spending all of your time being a miserable, what's spending all of your time being a miserable, litigious Zionist crybaby does to a man.
Problem is we try to find legit sponsors. If we just looked for gambling,
Let's
they
go.
wouldn't give a shit.
Okay, we could do that.
Yeah, we could.
We should.
I'm not going to. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks, guys. We make decisions every day, you and I, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Download Prize Picks app today and use the code H3 Prize Picks. Whether you're starting a new routine or making players pick for the first time, all these actual scum fuck pieces of shit that advertise gambling solely.
Is this content crash out?
Getting people literally addicted, and frankly, statistically, is going to be responsible for people killing themselves. Mike Majlik, the addiction specialist who promotes gambling, known as the...
Good to see you in the chat, a content crash out. By the way, comments under Cruel World Happy Mind were all Ethan Klein fans snarking her because she was sponsored by ZocDoc. What's ZocDoc?
The deadliest vice. They call it the deadliest vice because the most amount of people commit suicide from getting addicted to gambling. I would not be surprised.
By the way, I don't know, was it in the New York Times? There was a really good article just about gambling. Like, just an article about, like, these online gambling accounts. Ethan is, by the way, one of the lowest level offenders of this. I mean, it's still fucking hilarious because of his previous, like, opinions and such on this case. But, like, genuinely, this kind of stuff of just him, like, switching up entirely is hilarious.
If literally suicides were a fucking result of what you've been putting out in the world, gambling, which is the deadliest vice. Like, you have no bro, shut the fuck up. Prize Picks.
Ramos said, "Thank you for starting my gambling addiction, girly." Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't joke about that.
If you gamble, there's only winners and quitters. So never quit. Keep gambling. One day you'll win.
That's right.
Exactly.
Or
it's so funny as well. Like, it's this whole thing of just like, the whole thing is just like when it was easy to punch down on like really horrible, bad people. Great. There was loads of money. There was loads of money, loads of adoration in doing that. The second it's like, I'm losing my money. Time for the gambling sponsorship. Ethan proves hate rots you from the inside out. Yeah, I think he did. I mean, Eamon Animations made the best video about that.
And this is a bit...
Yeah, it is. Thanks for the $2 as well, Dizzle McFizzle. Also, yeah, this is what hating Hassan Piker can do to a man. Having an unhealthy obsession with Hassan Piker.
Bit macabre, forgive me, or you end up just killing yourself because gambling is, they say, the deadliest vice. Your thoughts on that?
You know, I'm born and raised out here in Vegas, and I gotta be honest with you, I've heard a lot of things. I've seen a lot of people go through a lot of situations with gambling, and you're 100% correct. Most of my friends are no longer here because of it.
I just have a policy of not working with gambling.
I don't think there's anything more to cover today on Ethan. I'm sure that there's some funny things about this.
Nice, bro.
I'm sure that there's always gold to be found in the world of Ethan Klein. But yeah, I mean, I think that that's probably everything for today. Thank you guys for all watching. If you want to check something out, go check out Alex's video. Go show some love. I'm so appreciative that he let me watch it. We'll see if we can set something up, like a chat tomorrow on stream after, like, at some point. That'll be good. Yeah, thank you all for coming. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day. And yeah, thanks for all the support, donations, memberships, everything that you've, like, giving and making YouTube like a viable thing to do. It's great. It's fantastic. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day. Have a lovely rest of the day.